Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? What's up, Omega? What's up, Sin? What's up, Landon? What's up, Beastman? Just hold up on it a bit. Wait for more people to come in before we begin tonight's stream. I'm sorry for being late. Father duties. My daughter, she's participating in the Wizard of Oz, well, called Oz, which is the black version of the Wizard of Oz. She's in a play, so she has rehearsals. So she wasn't done until like 6 at her school, so I had to go pick her up. And then by the time I got home, it was time to eat dinner. So I was chilling with my daughter and my dad while we was eating dinner. And then I just got finished. Then I had to set up everything. Then I had to make the thumbnail for the stream. So sorry about that. But yes. Is that ready for the Judgment Day or Judgment Night? Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the topic of today's video tonight out the way first before we go talk about VK chapter 1. And we're gonna have what we're gonna do. I'm discovering that most people don't even want to read the digital. That people that bought the physical, they want to wait for the physical to come. So a lot of you guys are waiting to read chapter 1 once the physicals hit your doorstep. So we're gonna do another stream once the physicals go out. So I wanted to do two streams. When the digitals go out, so we can have a discussion. I know a lot of you guys probably haven't read it because you're waiting for the physical. And then we're gonna do another stream again. Because now all you guys will have the book. And I know a lot of you guys is going to read it and stuff like that. So we're going to do another stream again. So now we have a full discussion with everybody on board. So the reason why I wanted to leave that topic for last, maybe you guys don't want to be spoiled for those who didn't read it yet, or those who didn't back the campaign but are going to eventually buy chapter 1 when it's available at my online store when my website launches soon. So you probably don't want to be spoiled and stuff. So that's why I wanted to save that for last. I don't want to start with that first. So we'll do that. So you've been reading some Fantastic Four. So I wouldn't have read it anyway. And I'm glad to read it again. Awesome, man. That's good to hear. So yeah, I'm waiting for more of you guys to come in. We get into the topic of tonight, which is Square Enix and their ethics in gaming, especially now that they officially came out and pretty much saying that we rely on the ethics department in order for them to appeal to the global audience. It's all about that global audience. If you haven't checked out that video, no, we can talk about spoilers. That's why I said if people want to leave, we can talk about spoilers. No, this is going to be a spoiler discussion. We're going to talk about everything. But we're going to do another stream again once the physical, then everybody will have the book, and then we'll do it again. So we doing it twice. So those who wanted to read the digital we can talk about it now because I'm excited. I need some feedback, what you guys think and stuff like that. And I'm waiting for the news to see where everybody stands with this and whether or not they want to move forward and give chapter 2 a try. So the whole point of chapter 1 is that what I'm trying to accomplish here is, was it enough for you guys to say, hey, I definitely want to see where this is going to go? Because I think that's the important part for Venus and Ryan Comics is to see if people is willing to invest in it to see where it's going and stuff. So that's what that's what the whole purpose of chapter 1 was mostly for, to say, hey, this is interesting. I'm curious and I can see potential in this, and I want to definitely dive into chapter 2. Yeah, what's up, the natty nerd? What's going on? But yeah, before that, let's you know how we do things. So yo, bro, I'm here from Twitter or whatever, like what you're throwing down. All right, so anybody who's interested in joining the Discord, here's the link in the chat. You can definitely go check that out and click on that. Wait a minute. So let's wait for this thing to come up because only the Twitch chat thing popped up. You said having trouble. Yeah, come on. 1 second. Let's try it again. There we go. So yeah, there's the YouTube link too. So and yeah, so as I said before, I'm using StreamYard, and StreamYard allows me to stream on multiple platforms. So I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and I'm streaming on X as well. So if you're interested in my Twitch, we can twitch.tv. Let me put that here /Mugen Lord. You can also follow me. You can also follow me on Twitch if you're interested and you want to watch my streams from Twitch. You can do that as well. So make sure you go there and go check that out. Yes, and I know there is still a lot of you guys who only knows me, who only follows me on Twitter, but don't know that I have a YouTube channel. So yes, here's my YouTube channel, Mugen Lord. I'll post that as well. Mugen Lord, you can follow me there. I cover a lot of gaming content. Not just gaming content. I also, well, I used to. I covered some culture war stuff, so you get a little bit of a mixture of some culture war content and gaming content. But I'm pivoting away from the culture war stuff. You already know why. But yes, if you're into gaming news and want to hear my thoughts on, the latest news, and not just latest news, also, my opinions on some of the games that I enjoy playing. Also on the channel, I will be covering indie games, which is my segment called Indie Corner. So yes, I pretty much uploaded my first, one of the first videos is in the Indie Corner called 13Z, the Zodiac Trials. You can go check that video out. It's right here. And to expect more indie games to come. Another independent developer came to me, gave me a key code on Steam. So I'll be trying out that next game. I can't tell you what the game is until you actually see the video. So I'll be doing that game. So stay tuned for that. There's a couple games that got lined up, couple of demos and stuff from independent developers that I'll be playing and presenting to you guys for you guys to go check out. And maybe if it's something that you're interested in, you can go show them some support. So that's the whole goal. That's the whole plan that I'm doing here on this YouTube channel. And also I'm going to have an anime corner as well. So I'll be covering, some anime, not just anime, some Western cartoons that I do like Invincible and many other things that strikes my interest. I'll be covering here on this channel as well. Maybe I'll cover some, MCU or DCU, things that's going on and stuff like that, and give you my thoughts and opinions on. So I'm looking to expand the channel with gaming and comics and stuff, comics and anime. That's my favorite form and source of entertainment here on this channel. And of course, I'm gonna give you some indie comic reviews as well here on this channel. So I know my channel is very diverse with as far as like content is concerned, which that's another reason why my channel doesn't really have any real growth, because I'm not in a niche. I'm pretty much covering a wide net on a lot of things. And when that traditionally happens, I'm not going to get a lot of views here on this channel because my audience is so divided, because some people may be coming for this, some people may be coming for that, so I don't really have any overlap most of the time when it comes to the variety of content that I'm bringing on this channel. So definitely check that out. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, you were the one of the few calling out the hypocritical bullshit of the anti-SJW turns into classic. Yeah, exactly. Yo, what's up, Cavern? I feel bad for you Square Enix fans. They should have kept their name soft instead of Enix. What's up? I read VK had a good start. I thought it was probably the best in the comic gate so far. Oh wow. But I've only read Isom, Dr. Alpha, and Cyberfrog. Hope you can keep the momentum. Oh, I'm definitely keeping the momentum, bro. Oh man, dude, do you understand what you just said, man? It's really I'm getting emotional right now just by reading that, man. Like, you don't understand. For the past couple of days, dude, I was stressing out. Like every time I get off the computer, talking from you guys, man, I've been so bogged down with stress. And the type of stress is like I'm stepping into the unknown, especially with Venus Orion Comics, dude. And now I'm getting hit with this. And I'm working on my website. I'm trying to get my website done by the end of the month and then have it launched, trying to have it launched by next month. So I've been stressing out trying to, I'm not like a creative person when it comes to like trying to put together, like for instance, my room. Like I'm not good at designing a room. So the same thing with a website and other things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can put together a team. Yeah, I can write a story and stuff. But when it's time to actually be like decorative, man, it's so hard. It's so stressful. So I was stressing out. I gotta build this website because, like I said, I'm going to conventions this year. So I gotta have my website up so I can have my business cards to have Venus Orion Comics website up. I need to have that store up so you guys can be able to buy the comic. Even though you missed out on the campaign for the pre-orders, you'll still be able to buy chapter 1. You just can't get the variant covers. Those are exclusive to the campaign. But I know there's a lot of people out there who say, yo, like I really wanted to back you, but things came up. I didn't have the funds, or I was already in the middle of back in another campaign and didn't have the funds to back yours. But I would love to buy your book. So I gotta have that store up so you guys can better buy chapter 1, buy merchandise and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things I'm working on the site. I can't wait to show it off once I'm ready to launch the site, so you can see the things that I have. I think it's gonna be pretty fun and pretty cool and interactive and stuff like that as well for Venus Orion Comics. So I'm stressing out about the website. I'm stressing out, being a comic book writer. This is my first time doing this stuff, and then on top of that, doing this YouTube stuff is being stressful. I'm trying to keep. I gotta be ahead of the curve, which means I gotta pre-record a lot of content, and then on top of that, I'm trying to stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because it's something I'm really trying to get out there. I'm trying to get this momentum going. In order for Venus Orion Comics to be successful, and in order for me to be a successful content creator, I gotta have momentum. I gotta have consistency, and in order for me to do that, I have to consistently stream as well. So I'm streaming, running the comic book company, trying to be a damn YouTuber, and I'm also a 3D hentai animator, and I got over 16,000 followers, and I got a Patreon and clip stores, so I got to manage all of that. So I got that audience. I'm the Mugen Lord of the 3D hentai community in that space. So it's just so much I'm trying to juggle. And last night I just crashed out like from all the stress because it's everything hitting me at one time. I'm trying to manage everything. So now I feel better because I've been got it off my chest, and I feel a whole lot better in the game and stuff like that. You said more content for the indie corner. Yep. Yo, what's up? Hola, man. What's up, Ruin? So I love the Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes. Dope. Don't forget to bring back some Mugen for Variety Channel. Yeah. No, Mugen is coming back for sure. Mugen is definitely coming back for sure. I'm gonna still do some more Mugen mix, which is like random matches and stuff. I'm gonna do that, and then eventually, once I get into the groove, I'll start doing some long form content with Mugen as well that I put on the channel. So don't worry about that. I'm gonna have that. So Happy Fox's GT said there was no ethics committee at Square Enix. It was Sony the entire time. This is why they broke off with them when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth failed. That's interesting. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. I like this. No way Tifa got changed because of ethics when she was just in the 4P fighting jumbo game. I don't know what that is. They came out the same time, bro. I don't know nothing about that. I don't keep up with stuff like that. Is that a mobile game? If it's a mobile game, then I damn sure don't know anything about that. Since I'm gonna do your profile pic, it's still funny to me. VK is a good start. It's chilled out and not blowing its load with the lore introduction. Yeah. As I said before with VK, each chapter you're going to each chapter. Like I said, chapter. When I say chapter is just pretty much saying issue. So chapter 1, which is issue 1, but I call it chapters. It's something that me and my artist thought about calling it because it's about vampires and stuff. It's like a vampire lore. It's a vampire story, vampire hunting story. So instead of saying issues, we say chapters instead. So just keep that in mind. I don't want you to get confused what I mean by chapters. Chapter just means issue. So issue 1 is pretty much just chapter 1 or whatever like that. So that's how I'm doing it. But this is the first arc. This is arc 1. And each arc is about 10 chapters long. So this is the first arc, which is called Shadows of Ascension. and it's 10 chapters. So we just completed chapter 1, and your guys got the digital comics, and the physicals will be going out for chapter 1. Yo, Mugen Lord, I'm just waiting for my old sister to respond. Just beat Monster Hunter Wild again. Oh, yo, okay. Yo, what's up? Y'all, Yoko. Here's Perk. He said, hey, hentai. Oh, yeah. Let, if you guys, let me, I can put my Patreon up for you guys. If you're interested in checking out my stuff. I got a Patreon, and I also got a clip store. I can put that there. If you guys are interested and you just want to go check it out, you can definitely do that. All right, so yes, then of course I am also on X. So this is where I have most of my discussions. I talk about everything. I talk about gaming, culture war, politics. I talk about whatever goes in my mind. I don't mince my words. I'm fully unfiltered on my Mugen Lord X page or whatever like that. I'm fully unfiltered when it comes to that. So you can come check me out on there. And also, if you have any topics you want me to discuss, or you want to bring something to my attention, you can DM me on here as well. I try to communicate as much as possible with everyone. So feel free to come check me out there. And also, man, what I love about you guys, and I always say this, don't ever be afraid to disagree with me. I'm not some egotistical content creator who can't take criticism, or I don't want to echo chamber and stuff. You're allowed to disagree with me. I'm not a person that get upset and start blocking people and telling people shut the fuck up and stuff like that. No, you're allowed to disagree with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not always going to have a base take. I'm going to have some takes that you're not going to agree with. And that's part of being human. And part of being human, or a person who got some goddamn sense, just because you disagree with me, it shouldn't mean that we should not be friends, or you should just now unfollow me because we have a take that we just disagree with. We just going to disagree. We're not going to agree with everything. That's what makes, I think that's what makes a perfect relationship, with, content creator and viewers and stuff, when we don't see eye to eye on everything. And that's okay. I'm not a person that gets offended because you don't agree with me. And because things I don't like, I know there's some of you guys who will make a disclaimer. Hey, I'm out, or you would say something and then you say, just kidding, just kidding. No, you don't need to say just kidding, just kidding. I got tough skin. I've been doing YouTube I've been on social media and been doing YouTube since 2006. I've been doing it since 2006. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to say just kidding, or you don't have to put a disclaimer before getting into your disagreement with me and stuff. I'm not the type of person. If you disagree with me, you disagree with me. It's totally fine. Like, we're just people over the internet. You can disagree with me. I'm not going to block you or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And if we can't come to an understanding, we can just leave it as it is. It's not a big deal. It's the fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? What do I think about the new Devil May Cry anime? I don't know. I don't play Devil May Cry, so I don't care to really look into it. Reading number 1 as I watch. Oh wow, okay. So can I DM an X, Discord, etc.? So if so, I'll just DM you in moderation because you got spit the deal. Yeah, I mean, Code, he always DMs me, and you allowed to DM me. Now, if I won't sometimes I won't just respond right away because I'm busy, but I always get back to you guys, so you can DM me in Discord. I'm not like that. You can, and I guess because I'm not really a big YouTuber, so I'm not constantly. I get swamped, but I don't get swamped with people constantly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a big YouTuber. But you can DM me in Discord. I mean, quite a few of you guys did DM me in Discord. Sometimes I may not get to you right away because I'm in the middle of something. I'm busy, but you will get a response from me. I will answer you. It may not be right away, but you will get an answer from me. I will respond to you. Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, I'm not a Souls person, so I understand, man. I definitely understand. So VK is like a street crime mystery with high fantasy monsters. I can easily imagine monster clan gang wars and brief dips into legit horror coming in the next chapters. Yeah, look, dude, like the next chapter, like in VK, bro, is like, man, it's some lore, it's some lore to really suck in and everything. And I'm setting up. There's some things each chapter I'm setting up stuff. And I think the fun part about this arc is how you're going to get different perspectives. You're going to get you get in Hezekiah Draven, Young Ravs, you get his perspective on things. And then once you get introduced to Detective Bertelli and Detective Danvers, then that's another perspective that you're getting in this situation. And then Nolan Brett, you want to get his perspective, and then you're going to have Varian and the Retributes, the group, Varian, Keo, Strike, and the rest of the group. You're going to get their perspectives. And what's going to happen is eventually these perspectives are going to converge at one point or whatever. And what's going to happen when these different points come together or whatever like that, and how all this interaction is going to go on. Of course, Young Wrath is with Varian and them, but it's more so I'm talking about Varian, Young Wrath, and them interaction with the detectives, Nolan Brett, and other characters who I can't mention yet. But yes, each chapter I'm going to sprinkle more and more. It's the build up. You know, I'm not trying to hit you with exposition on top of exposition. I want you guys to be able to absorb this. I want it to be where you guys are able to reread over and over again, and hopefully you're able to get more things each time you read it or whatever like that. So you can you can speculate and be prepared on what the next chapter could possibly be. So that's the fun part. So arc 1 is just an introduction to these characters. You know what I'm saying? And you can see their motivations, what motivates them, what's their drive, why they're doing what they're doing. And then you're also going to get a glimpse of Neo-Delphia itself and the citizens, the Guardian system. You're going to get all that within the first 10 chapters of VK. You're going to get the surface level of this stuff, so you can understand how this stuff works. And then once you get into arc 2, this is where we're going to start picking up things. Things going to start picking up and when we get to arc 2. So stay tuned for that. And the things going to get really, really crazy. So like you said, you got work to do. Sorry if I'm spoiling it. Yeah, so before we get to the Square Enix part, I got X. So you can go check out my X profile. So if you want to interact or talk with me and stuff, you can definitely do that there. That's all cool. That's all good. And then of course, Strike and Kill Tees is my brother's t-shirt company. They're the ones that's working on my merchandise for Venus Orion Comics. Everything is done in-house. We do shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, we do tumblers, we do sweatpants, we do hoodies, we do bathing suits, halter tops. Man, we pretty much do it all, man. We pretty much do it all here. And we can also do custom tees for you as well. And if you're a content creator and you trying to get your own merch line out there, we can also do your merch line as well. We also have promoters who promote our content and stuff like that. We sent them a care package of all these different goods and stuff like that, and they share it with their audience and stuff, and that got us some business as well. So definitely appreciate that. And here's some events that we will be going to, like cons and stuff like that we getting ready for. So that's going to be that's going to be pretty fun, man. Really, really enjoying that. Mugen TV is also going to have a store on Strike and Kill Tees, so you'll be able to get Mugen TV gear as well. Is that something that you into? And these designs we're graphic designers. So all these designs are made by us. So that means you can't find these designs anywhere. As you can see me posing right here with a design and many of the other models that we have here. So you won't be able to find these designs anywhere but here. So yes, just contact my brothers on here. There's a chat window here. And like LG said, yep, crop tops and bikinis. Yep, we do it all. Because we did some stuff with LG as well. So you can definitely go check out all this stuff here, man, and see what you like and everything. But yes, we do everything in-house. We are family business, and we keeping it in the family to expand, our family and expand our business and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. And then last but not least, Strike and Kill Tees is already in the chat. And last but not least, the Venus Orion Comics newsletter. I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna check out the rest of your comments in a second, guys. Make sure I ain't missing anything. Yes, check out the newsletter. I put that in there. The newsletter is very important because you get behind the scenes news of what's going on in Venus Orion Comics. Also, there's a lot of contests that I will be doing in the future. The art contest. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I will be announcing the winners pretty soon because right now the books came in, so I got to start preparing for fulfillment and stuff. We do have winners and everything. So once we actually do a video announcing the winners, I'm going to need your personal information, like your email address and your home address, so I can be able to mail the prizes to you guys. The prizes is the merchandise, of course. So you'll be able to get that as well. But in order for you to participate in these contests, you guys have to sign up to the newsletter. You cannot be in any of these contests or gaming tournaments and stuff like that, and win Venus Orion Comics merchandise and goodies and stuff like that, unless you're signed. And it's free. It's free sign up. You also get free wallpapers as well when I put out the newsletters and everything. And I send out newsletters at least once or maybe 3 times out of a month, depending on how much is going on behind the scenes and stuff. So you will be the first to be able to get information before everybody else does on all my other social media platforms. So make sure you go check that out and make sure you go do that. We have over 100 people so far who subscribe to the newsletter. So I definitely appreciate that. At the bottom as well, here's all the links that you can click on, that you can find us. You can follow us on those social media platforms. So let me get back to the comments, and then we'll talk about Square Enix. Let's see what we got here. What's up, Jalen? What's going on? You said you should have your artist study action scenes, Dragon Ball manga. It seems like Jessica was struggling with the action scenes. The art in general was good. Good though. Oh yeah. Thanks for the feedback. Yes, that I'll leave that. I'll leave that note to her. And also too, man, that also may have to do with me as well. How I directed her, because this is a learning process. So the action scene that was in the first chapter, and this is just the early, like this is just the first chapter. Chapter 2 is going to have a lot more action. When I say a lot more action, so you'll probably get a chance to actually get a real feel of how Jessica do action, because this one was in this chapter, this one's much more tamed in this chapter, because this was like an introduction. So you didn't get a chance to really see young Raph like get down. But in chapter 2, you're going to see young Raph get down, and you're going to see the brothers get down and everything. So yeah, I'll make sure to tell her that as well. Like, I think I appreciate the feedback, but I also take responsibility too. Like I said, I'm also even though I'm a writer, I'm also like a director. So I also have to imagine these scenes. I also have to direct these scenes, but I also give her freedom too. That's the relationship that I have with Jessica as well. With Shabibit, I do give her free reign to do things, because she always surprised me with certain things. Because there's some things in that chapter where she put an extra panel that I didn't even think about. That chibi scene that you saw, that was not my idea. That was her idea. It was in the script, but she displayed it in the form of chibi or whatever like that. That was not my idea. That was hers and stuff. So she added more flavor to it. So I do give her free reign to do and try certain things. But yeah, the action in this chapter was very tame, because it was an introduction to everything to get the story going. But you'll actually be able to see her I guess you would say her action chops when we actually get into it in chapter 2. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback, man. Definitely appreciate the feedback. Was that She-Hulk I saw on Striking QOT's website? Yeah, ain't no mistakes, just happy accidents. I will argue that could actually work in VK's favor. This series seems real low-key and sophisticated. Slower, intense action will work perfect. Oh man, I appreciate that. I didn't think about that. There's a lot of stuff here, man. There's a lot of stuff. Like, even though she's this is her first time actually doing a book. I would say she never drew a book. She was doing a webtoon with one of her friends, one of her other friends, one of her other female artist friends. But no, her female friend was not only an artist but a writer, and those two was working together, and they never got the series off the ground because they got into a fight, it was more so her friend was being indecisive because, you know, like I said, I give my artist a lot of free reign to maneuver because I want her at her best. So I'm not if there's a specific shot that I do want, I would say no. This is I need this. This has to happen. But I give her free reign. If there's a better way to present my script, I give her free reign to do that. If that's the best, like I want her at her best. So she was going something with her friend when she was doing a team webtoon series, and it never got off the ground because they got into a fight, got into an argument because her friend was saying yeah to everything because she's the artist and she kept suggesting stuff, and her friend was telling her that no, I don't want that, but she kept agreeing with it. And then when she went to go do it, her friend got mad at her and said, "Wait a minute, but you agreed to it. If you didn't really agree to the stuff that I was saying that I would like to do, then you should have said something." So it didn't work. It didn't work out. So technically, my book is like pretty much, I guess the second book that she done because she did this other guy's, I don't want to say book. This guy that she did it. This guy's trying to get an anime done for Netflix. So he hired her to do all the concept art and do the book, the actual like book to pitch the idea to Netflix. So she did all the artwork. It's beautiful. She did the animated intro, which is a minute and 30 seconds long, and it's like an actual anime intro. Like she did a good job, and that's what I want her to do for me. But damn, that shit costs like damn near $5,000 for that 1 minute and 30-second trailer. Not trailer, but opening, like anime opening for it and stuff like that. So, you know, I gotta get my bread up, you know what I'm saying, to do something, to get something like that. But yes, so technically I'm like the first book that she's ever done, and this is my first time writing. So you're gonna get a chance to see me and her develop as creatives, as artists and stuff. Me as a writer, or her as an artist and stuff. So that's, like I said, I'm taking all kinds of feedback, man, because I need to know from you guys, you know. Yep, you're on time, man. Thanks. Yes, my artist also, she does 3D. She's an architect, so she does 3D objects. She does 3D objects. If you've seen in my books, some of the stuff that was in the book was actually 3D. Neodelphia was built in 3D. I remember when like when we came together and stuff, I'm thinking she was going to draw in 2D, but no, like I said, she came from architect school, so she's trying to get her hands in there and do some architect. And you'll see it. You'll see when I do my Venus and Ryan Comics documentary. You're going to see a lot of the stuff like Neodelphia and some of the stuff that was built in real time. She got footage of that. Even you're going to see some time lapse videos of her drawing the characters and stuff. I'm going to have a lot of that type of content. I've been holding on to that content. I'm letting that content build up before I actually show that stuff off. But you'll be able to see her build Neodelphia, and she also had a team help her. I paid her, and then she paid her a couple of her friends who was also from the Philippines who went to architect school, and they helped put together a lot of that work. And then she has a friend who's a graphic designer. He did my Varion Keller Vampire Killers VK logo. He did my VK logo. She introduced me to him. So my goal is I want to actually have a team. You know what I'm saying? And my goal is I want her to be the head artist. I will get other artists, but I want her to be the head. And she brings all this together while I work on other projects and bring other projects together and stuff. So that's my dream. So that was a good idea. I like that panel. So I like the chibi mainly because I'm not good at it. Those chibi parts were unexpected, but it's good taste. A little bit of comedy here and there. Yes. I don't want VK to always be like super. It's going to be serious. It's going to be sophisticated, serious, but you don't want it to be depressing and stuff. Sometimes you want to bring some of that lightheartedness. Wait till you see the brothers, the other brothers, Keo and Stripe. Wait till you see their dynamic. It's going to be some fun there, and the other characters from the Retribute that's going to bring some of that fun in there. So that's not the last time you want to see some chibi. That's not the last time. So you expect to see some of that. He said, "I like the chibi goofy fashion." Yo, what's up, Neo? Everything's good. Oh no, not my 3D assets. Oh yeah. See, the thing is, in 3D assets is common in manga, manhwa, and stuff like that. like I said, my artists, that's all they do where she's from, with 3D and stuff like that, with the backgrounds and everything. And also, that's also has a lot to do with they're a one-person team. They don't have a bunch of different people working on different tasks and stuff like that. They're just one person, especially when you have a deadline and stuff like that. So do you think the employees who work at Square Enix left to go work at Monolith Soft? That's a good question. That's a good question. What's up, Christian? I like realistic stuff more, and then look up the word dictionary. 3D is very common in Webtoon. Exactly, very common. So yes, all right. So as far as Square Enix, we'll get to some more VK. We're going to actually talk about the chapter itself. After we finish talking about the Square Enix. All right. So essentially, if you checked out the video on my channel, I advise you go check it out. I think it'd be pretty cool if you go check it out and put a like on it as well. But I'll put the link in the description. There is a video that I just that was uploaded today here on the channel, where it says Square Enix relies on ethics department for global appeal, and definitely go check out that video and leave it a like. So I'm doing good just with my artists, making more characters. Cool. So yes, so Square Enix, and I mean this is not new. I mean they talked about it in the past, but I wouldn't say they talked about it, but they more so you have to go to their website and see the ethics department and all this other type of stuff like that. And where there was an interview where the director of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth talked about how when they design their games now, they design their games with a global audience in mind. Oh, 1 second, guys. I got a super chat. What's from Nemo? What's up, big dog? Love the work. I didn't pre-order the comic, but here's my report, my support. Love your takes and approach to all topics. Oh man, I appreciate it, man. Like I love you guys too, man, because you guys still keep me. Like, this is a balance thing here. You guys also keep me in check, as well. I think this is where a lot of YouTubers fall off. Is because their viewers don't keep them in check. We keep each other in check, the viewers and the content creator themselves and stuff like that. We balance each other out. So I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. The folks need to quit blaming Sony for Square's decisions. Square is responsible for their own. Everyone in Japan who follows that nonsense is doing it with their own intentions. No, I agree with that. No, Krabs, I definitely agree with that. Everybody played the hand in this. It's not just Sony, because I know we blamed Sony for the Stellar Blade thing or whatever like that, and with the censorship and stuff. But Shift Up had also got to take some of that responsibility too, because they should have known what they got their fucking hands into. Because in my personal opinion, Shift Up shouldn't have took that deal with Sony, but they wanted to get into the console market. And since Sony's pretty much like the head dog right now, I wouldn't say the head dog, Nintendo's killing it, but you know, and I guess in this console war space, you would say Sony is the head dog. They want to penetrate that market, so they feel as though that in order for them to penetrate the market, since they already do is mobile games, they figured that, hey, let's go through Sony. But Sony comes with strings attached, because when you go through them, there's some regulations you're going to have to follow and stuff like that. So I also blame Shift Up for giving in. But at the same time, I still enjoyed Stellar Blade. I mean, like everybody got upset about the censorship, but to me, it wasn't a big deal to me. Eve was still sexy, a badass, and those outfits were still like crazy or whatever like that. But as I said, like everybody has their own standard of what they stand for and what they condone and stuff like that. So I understand that. But yes, Square Enix is to blame for this. It's not just Sony. Square Enix, man, because Square Enix, they're not good at this. Because what proves that Square Enix should take a lot of blame is because guess what Capcom is successful with this. I know a lot of you guys don't like the current Capcom. I did a video about it, which you guys can also check out. I'll post the link in the chat as well for you guys to go check out. Here's the link. I know a lot of you guys don't like the current Capcom, and y'all guys gave me a lot of shit for it. No, I would say a lot of you guys. I would say a lot of you guys. Let me correct that. Let me rephrase that. You guys, there was a lot of you guys who understood where I was coming from, but I did get some blowback for that video because a lot of you guys, some of you guys out there got upset saying that how can you say Capcom is back? And I was trying to explain to you guys what I mean by Capcom is back is for the simple fact, yes, they're wokeifying certain things in their games, but you got to understand this is the most money Capcom has ever made compared to their older years or whatever like that, because they figured out how to get conform to the ESG standards while still having the fan service and the things that fans know and love from Capcom. They was able to create a middle ground that can cater both ends and make the most money and maximize their profits. You may not like it, but Capcom for the past 8 years has been fucking killing it. Rather you agree with me or not, or rather you like what Capcom is doing or not, you have to get credit where credit is due. I mean, Capcom, even though I don't like Resident Evil 7, I don't like Resident Evil 8, I want them to go back to traditional Resident Evil. We'll probably never get that ever again. But what I'm saying is 7 and 8 killed it in terms of sales. Then Dragon's Dogma 2 killed it in terms of sales. Resident Evil Remake 2 killed it. Resident Evil 4 Remake killed it. Resident Evil 3 remake was just trash, but it made money. You get what I'm saying? And then did I already mention Dragon's Dogma? Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2. Then on top of that, even the what's the game with the zombies with Frank West? What's the name of that fucking game? Whatever that game, it's off the top of my head. But yeah, that game made some money. Then of course we have Monster Hunter. It's making money. So no matter how much you guys people get upset and say Capcom is not back, they're back. They are back. And in Street Fighter 6 is a perfect example of them catering to both demographics. You got a sprinkle of some of that DEI in there, some of it, not all of it. And then at the same time, you got that fan service, and there's enough fan service to piss off the gaming journalists for bringing back Cammy's classic costume. So they're doing something right. So it says, let's see, relying on the ethics will hurt them in the long run. Yes, they removed it from their website for damage control, and anti-woke grifters were saying Square Enix are not woke anymore. We won. That didn't age well. Preach. It said, I'm super lucked out when my sister met a guy who happens to be an artist who loves mecha, but my truck has been broke down for over 2 weeks and I have not been able to meet with him. Oh, awesome. The only people that would feel offended by the game's content are people that don't truly play video games. Most viewers in the popular sphere are shills and sheep. I like obscure YouTubers, but better because they have like-minded groups. Yeah, mainly feminists and Gen Z. And it says Square Enix is responsible for their happening. Yep, that seems to be true for most industries. Just watch Resident Evil gameplays. Capcom is treading a thin line. Honestly, the difference between the audience and ESG pushers is that they will demand more. Now, I'm liking what Junk is saying here. Like I said, he said Capcom is trending a thin line. Honestly, the difference between the audience and ESG pushers is that they will demand more. And this is where look, guys. This is what I'm saying here. This is what I'm saying. You reward them when they do good, and you punish them when they do bad. So what if the ESG people push them? If they end up pushing them, then you know what to do. You know what to do with your wallet. That's all I'm saying. You punish them. If you don't like what they're doing, just punish them. Don't spend your money if you don't like what they're doing. That's how you keep them in check. You know what I'm saying? So right now, they've been doing it for 8 years straight. They haven't been pushed the needle yet. They've been doing this for 8 years straight. They found the balance. Bandai Namco is doing the same thing. They're not doing it better than Capcom, but they found a balance somewhere. People may disagree with it, may not like it, but they found the balance and they're able to make money. Capcom is not losing people and employees. Bandai Namco, if I'm wrong, I could be correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Bandai Namco are they laying off people? If they're not, then they're doing pretty good for themselves. And Nintendo doing damn good for themselves. They're hiring more people. You know what I'm saying? So yes, Square Enix They just bad. They're just bad at it. They don't know what they're doing because management doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They're going around chasing trends. They're seeing what other people are doing in the West. They're seeing what other studios are doing, and they're trying to replicate it and not understanding why people like this as much as they do. They just try to copy and paste instead of creating trends, which we talked about on my YouTube channel, where the new president say, yo, we got to stop chasing trends. We need to go back to creating trends like we did in the past. Because yes, Square Enix was Squaresoft. I will always say Squaresoft. Squaresoft were always pioneers in the gaming space. Just like how Nintendo was. These people were trendsetters. You know what I'm saying? And then they just lost their way after all the original talent began to leave. So the only fans Capcom have are brain dead consumers. Dead Rising, yes, Dead Rising. Maximilian Dude made a video commenting on a video on how Capcom went from Capcom to Cap Gods, but I feel that Capcom still has ways to go before I say Cap. And then also too, then they're also bringing back the fighting collections, like more companies. I know I guess that makes me a hypocrite where I'm getting tired of this generation with remasters and remakes and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, I love the fact that Capcom gave us the Capcom Fighting Collection 1, which Capcom gave me a free copy. I was surprised they hit me up and gave me a free copy. I did that review 2 years ago. You can go check that review out. And then Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is coming out. All my favorite old classic Capcom fighters are now brought back in modern time on modern hardware and also on streaming platforms, on digital platforms for you to be able to purchase for you to have. So they're doing they're checking off a lot of the right spots, regardless of their ESG approach and stuff like that. And I give credit where credit is due. You don't have to like it. And yes, there's some things that do bothers me. But as I said before, they've been giving the fans what they want. And as I said, like I pre-ordered the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. My fault. I'm going to. So I'm definitely going to go do that. I gotta have that in my collection, just like I got the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Collection. Let me see. So I got it over here. It's way at the bottom. So yeah, so it's about game preservation and stuff. So they allow us to be able to preserve a lot of these old classic games. So I give credit where credit is due. Now, as far as Maximilian, like Kim Sama says, Maximilian Dude's a paid shill. Yeah, man. When it comes to Maximilian, I like Maximilian when it comes to, fighting games and stuff like that. I mean, I give credit to Maximilian's because, yeah, I played fighting games casually, and Mugen played a big role in me getting more into fighting games. But as a kid, I always played them casually. Never really got into it. But Maximilian was that gateway drug into fighting games because of the content and how he presented the content and how it was digestible. And then he was like that low-end drug. Once I got comfortable with fighting games and understanding the fighting games and how to approach, I started going out doing more research. And that's how I stumbled upon Mike Ross, Gutex, Combo Fiend, Daigo, and the rest of them. And I'm talking about this during the time Street Fighter 4 just came out. So we going that far back. So that's what made me started going, in that direction and stuff like that when it comes to fighting games. So I give a lot of credit to Maximilian, man. Maximilian, like I still like Maximilian. And I can agree that I believe that he's a shill in certain aspects, especially when it comes to Square Enix. Especially when he said Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, especially when he said Rebirth. When he said Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the best game ever made, I was like, I can't take his opinion for anything when it comes to Final Fantasy VII. I can't. In general, anything Final Fantasy VII related, I can't take his opinion seriously at all. I was like that. He's allowed to have that opinion, but the greatest game ever made, nope. Right then and there, I knew that anything Final Fantasy VII related, I don't even watch from Maximilian at all, or whatever. But other than that, man, no, Maximilian's a chill dude. Like, I have nothing against Maximilian and stuff. I like Maximilian, but when it comes to Final Fantasy and shit, I don't watch none of that content. Super chill. But yeah. Let's see what we got here. Square Enix is tripping, man. Be yourself. That's why we like you. I don't think I know Crapcom. So I've liked most of their recent stuff. Yes. That's the thing right here, Cameron. Like I said it even in my video. I said that we love Japanese games because they are Japanese. Like there's a reason why you have a distinction between Japanese games or JRPGs and Western RPGs, Western games and Eastern games. There's a difference. And it's not being like a segregist or a racist or whatever you want to call it, because I think it wasn't Yoshi P or was it Nomura who find the terminology JRPG offensive and stuff like that. No, like I'm gonna continue to say JRPG because I love JRPGs, because there's a different philosophy in game design from Western developers and Eastern developers. Two different philosophies in how to design games and how they approach them and stuff like that. So that's why you have to have a distinction so you can be able to describe them. And I've grown up off of Eastern developed games, and I love how they develop games. I love their art form. I love their storytelling and how they design their games. Always a fan of Japanese developers or just Eastern developers in general, whatever like that. And the reason why that we're fans of a lot of these properties is because they're Japanese. And some of you guys are maybe too young to know is that I remember growing up getting mad every time I watched a Game Pro magazine, read a Game Pro magazine or Game Informer magazine where they show a game, right? Only to find out that the game is not coming to America. It's only in Japan. And it seemed like Japan always kept the best games to themselves. And it used to get me mad, like, because like Trials of Mana never came here earlier on the SNES, which was like the sequel to Secret of Mana and stuff like that. And we never got a chance to play it. We never got the chance to play it at that time. It was only in Japan. I remember, like I said, one of my very first like JRPGs or action adventure RPGs I ever experienced was Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo when it first released. So I grew up, that left an imprint on me growing up as a kid or whatever like that. So to look at a magazine and they're teasing the fuck out of me with Trials of Mana, only to find out that it's not coming here. You know what I'm saying? And some of you guys may be young, too young to remember, but when Japanese developers develop their games, they develop their games for their people, for their culture, for their country. And we're just outsiders coming in and to embrace, their culture and the way they design and develop games. And because of that, this is why we love these games. You know what I'm saying? Because they develop for their people first, and then we're just the byproduct or the afterthought or whatever. Now it's no longer like that. They're not creating the games only for their culture in mind anymore. It's not about their culture first. Now it's about everybody first. Now everybody on a global scale. So now what happens is a lot of these Japanese developers, they're losing that Japanese essence when it comes to their games, and now a lot of their games are looking like Western games with a Japanese twist to it. No, I'm avoiding Western games, especially today, with a lot of this DEI nonsense and woke nonsense sprinkled all in it and stuff like that. Because don't get me wrong, Western games used to be dope back in the day and shit like that. Yes, we still have some Western developers here and there that still make some pretty good games and stuff like that. But now a lot of these Western developers had drunk the woke Kool-Aid. So now I can't go over here and play those games like I used to and stuff, and them fucking up the game, because now we got a bunch of incompetent developers who don't know how to fucking code and program their way out of a paper bag, and got all these shitty mechanics, and none of the mechanics mesh together well and everything like that. So we got a bunch of amateurs working on this shit, and then at the same time preaching and talking down to you, calling you all kinds of isms, from the SJW handbook. So you got all that type of stuff. So now I'm trying to avoid that. I want to play some Japanese games. Only to go to Japanese games to find Japanese developers borrowing the shit that I'm trying to escape from. You know what I'm saying? So now this is why there's some Japanese developers suffering. And we have to let this happen. We're going to have to let some of these Japanese developers suffer until they realize that, they need to stop doing what the fuck they're doing, clean out the ethics department. And you have to understand, the ethics department is important. You can't get rid of the ethics department, because in order for you to sell games or whatever like that, you still have to understand the cultures and what's acceptable in their culture in these different countries in order for you to release your game in their country. So there's some rules, there's some regulations and stuff. So the ethics department is important. Which the problem is the people who they have in the ethics department and relying too heavily on these people within the ethics department. So let me read these comments. Dead Rising Remaster was a dud, honestly. The censorship destroyed the gameplay. The only thing I don't like about Capcom is when they cut content from their remakes and also their bad monetization. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. The only Japanese company that did global audience right was Nintendo. Most of their games aren't anime looking, but they're still good games, and the Japanese still buy them. You got to say F them and do what F you want to do. Yeah, good thing I own the original copy of Dead Rising 1 and 2. Yup. That's not because of that. They aren't losing money because handheld is the future of gaming in Japan. I see it. I see Sen. Trend chasing is dumb. Bonnie Namco has a few huge failures, like Unknown Nine, and yeah, that too. I just remember that. Thanks for reminding me of that. I think Dead Rising needs a reboot. I agree with that. Same Landon. Now that I think I see why Nintendo wouldn't allow themselves to become a third-party company, getting the Marvel vs. Capcom collection is the best decision I ever made. Yup. I would love the original Xenogears or Final Fantasy VII remake. Nope. That would be Xenogears. You need to reach out to Maximilian Dude and have it. I would love to have a discussion with Maximilian Dude, but it's all when he have a discussion with me. Like, you gotta remember that. Like, I'm not some big YouTuber. Like, who the hell is me compared to Max? To Max, maybe finally the best game ever made. I'm sure it's great. I haven't made it that far yet. I haven't finished Remake, but to him, maybe Rebirth is the greatest game ever made. JRPG ain't racist. It basically means Japanese style RPG. I had to emulate Trials of Mana for the NES, best Mana game. I had the Trials of Mana collection, and it has all those games. And then they announced the remake, which I bought the remake. I feel you when it comes to the stuff not coming over, but reading, no thanks. I hate reading. I know, bro. I understand. So Mugen Lord highlights and clips off topic, but were you one of the people that got in trouble with a fighting game server? I had the same problems too. Let's see. I've never seen highlight in clips. Somebody got a highlight and clip things of my stuff. Cool. I love action stuff. Japanese things all used to be made for the Japanese. Maybe I don't remember. Star Ocean is another JRPG not released in America. The SNES version. Yeah, the first one. Yes. First Departure. They remade the SNES version, but it's Star Wars 2. Yes, the Star Ocean 2 engine, which sucks because a lot of the content was cut from that game. Still haven't played the first game. I need to play that. Even Square has several anime series. Square Enix, after fusion with Enix, had a long line of bad leadership who were trying to change Final Fantasy into a Western franchise. When I heard that Final Fantasy 16 was inspired by Games of Thrones, I ignored it. What about South Korean games? Those South Korean games are coming, man. They're coming up. My only problem about South Korean games, man, is the design. A lot of their character designs are generic. I said it before in the last stream on Friday that I don't like, even though the characters are like all their characters, like I said, I don't have a problem. All their characters are just handsome and beautiful, but they don't have anything. They have no soul. They just generic looking. Yes, they're gorgeous, they're handsome, they're beautiful, they're sexy, but none of their characters stick out to me when it comes to a lot of these Korean games. A lot of them come off as generic. Like I said before, yes, Eve is sexy, like how I like my female characters, but Eve is a generic ass female character. It's in terms of design. There's nothing that really stands out about her character design at all. She's very generic. Yeah, I really dig how the Japanese make their games. a literate style, stick to a Japanese, please. Metal Gear games could never been made by an American, only by someone who's not part of the American culture. Wow, really, really well said. He said, whoa, Kool-Aid. Japanese game companies turn back on their Japanese fans just to please the West. And you have to understand, like I'm going to do a video about it at some point. But the Japanese had owned 90% of the gaming market, I believe it was. I'm gonna do a big video on this, and they lost it. I don't know where they're at now, but I think in 2020 or 2019 or 2020, I think it was 2020 because it was during the lockdowns. Now, at that time, they only had 15% of the gaming market because the West took it over. And the reason why the West took it over, and people don't want to admit it, Xbox played a part in that. Xbox played a part in the West dominating because the Xbox, like I said, Western developers made games for the PC. Yes, every once in a while they designed a game for Japanese consoles, but Western developers were more comfortable in the PC. That's why PC had so many exclusives that consoles never had back in the day. Now there's no such thing more so as a PC exclusive unless it's an indie game where it's only coming out for the PC. But most PC games now you can get on consoles and PC on any platform at this point. But remember, back in the day, PC had its own library of games that you could not get on any other platform. Now you don't have that. Now it's all formed and fused together. Now it's all mixed together. So with that being said, when Xbox came in, Xbox is pretty much like a Western computer, but in a console form in a sense. So now you got a lot of Western developers now able to port a lot of their games because you gotta remember, I believe Gears of War was supposed to be a PC only game. Halo was supposed to be a PC only game, but once Xbox came, Halo went right over to that Xbox console. Went right over to the Xbox console. So they was able to bring a lot of their Western games over to the consoles. And you gotta remember, we grew up all our life playing Japanese games. We grew up all our lives playing mostly Japanese games. Unless you was a PC fanatic or a PC nerd, we were living different lives. PC gamers was a different race compared to console gamers back in the day. They were completely different. How we play games, how we saw games, how we gathered together as a community was totally different. Was completely different. We were like PC gamers and console gamers was two different breeds. They were two different races. You know what I'm saying? But now everything's homogenized. Everything is melded together now, welded together, you know? So Xbox made it possible for Western developers to now come over to console, which means that a lot of you guys who grew up playing Japanese games and didn't own a PC is now getting a taste of that Western magic that Western developers have brought to gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you never really play a lot of Western games if you played on the console in the 80s all the way up to like the early 2000s. You wasn't really playing a lot of Western games like that. You wasn't really playing them like that. Xbox gave you a taste of what Western developers can do in terms of RPGs, shooters, adventure games, all kinds of stuff. RTS, real-time strategy games, you got all that now. And Xbox made it possible. And once that happened, man, once the Xbox 360 came out and then the PS3 came out, where now these consoles are getting closer and closer to PCs, man, it was over. It was over. Western developers took over the market because of Halo and Call of Duty. Halo and Call of Duty and Gears of War, where you get all these fucking shooters left and right. Like I said, like Halo, that was the white boys' game. Like going to college, every white boy I knew was playing Halo. I didn't really see a lot of people that look like me playing Halo. They more so played Madden and NBA games. But man, every white boy I knew, boy, they loved, let's play some Halo. They was into some fucking Halo, dog. Every white boy I knew Halo. It was all over the place. Gears of War, all over the place. Call of Duty, all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It was a phenomenon. And it took over the market to the point where the Japanese couldn't even compete. So now the Japanese are not into shooters. In this documentary, Japanese developers like Capcom and all of them, the Japanese developers, they were concerned. Because they said, yo, how can we compete against this? So that's when they try to chase trends. That's when they try to start making their games fit the Western market because they were losing the market. They were losing because Halo and Call of Duty was dominating. It was destroying Japanese games. So what happened was a lot of Japanese developers, they were stubborn and said, "Fuck it, we don't do shooters here. That's not our thing. We're going to continue doing the things that we're doing." And Japanese lost the market. Capcom was the only one that made the attempt when they made Bionic Commando. Bionic Commando was one of those attempts to try to take their Japanese property and make it fit more with the Western property. Also, when it came to the Resident Evil games, behind the camera view with Resident Evil 4, they try to go with more action and stuff like that. They try to do all these other type of things to try to cater. And also Sega with Vanquish. They try to do all these things to stay relevant because the West is fucking dominated. And Xbox played a part in that. Xbox played a part in that. Square Enix whole manga and anime publishing arm. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is more like Resident Evil 5 and Onimusha. Almost makes you wish America wasn't so influential. Need better ethics. I agree, Dirt. We have two people that used to work for Capcom that worked in Square Enix, Final Fantasy, and the other Rebirth. I did not play the new like a Dragon JRPG because they cut it up. What do you mean they cut it up? I got the new. I still haven't played it yet. Infinite Wealth. Even though I love the first one, most of these games companies are ran by human resources, not creatives or even people who are good with money management. I like Capcom Arcade era, but I don't think it'll ever come back. No, arcades are done. This is the reason why people are upset with Street Fighter 6 and people are upset with Tekken 8 right now. The honeymoon period been died out for both of those games. And the biggest mistake that they ever made is that the reason why like Tekken and the previous Street Fighter games were so successful or they done so well or had better reception is because these games first came out in the arcade. So the arcade, they would always come out in the arcade maybe 2 to 3 years before the home consoles got them. So what they do is they take the arcades and they get the feedback from players. They fine tune the game. So by the time the console version come out, you got the superior version on your console because the arcade was the test. It was the beta test for a lot of these fighting games. COVID killed it. COVID killed the arcades because you remember arcades was alive and well in Japan before COVID. America arcades are dead. Arcades are dead, but Japan, they were still thriving. But once COVID came in, you ain't getting that. You're not getting a lot of those arcades. A lot of those places are getting shut down. People are not going to them. COVID did damage to the entire world, man. Stopped a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Can't help but when America is the biggest market, it's influential, but some Japanese companies forget they can be themselves and still sell. I feel narrative. Yeah, Nier is very Japanese. Because that game, Weird, is definitely Japanese. Weird as fuck, too. They did a better job with DMC5 on Re-Engine, but not a better job with Resident Evil Remake. And there's actual problem people who have no passion for what they are creating, having control. Have you heard of the Suna mods? They make fan dubs of games. They made a fan dub of Final Fantasy VII, and they're making a fan. No, never heard of it. There's Trials of Mana SNES ROM. Yeah, there's always been I played the SNES ROM back in the day of Trials of Mana before the collection came out for the Switch, and then the remake. Same for the manga Blaster Knuckle. It's odd since Japan never had lockdowns. They just shut down their borders. Yeah, man, everything. Like I said, I follow a lot of Japanese channels and stuff, like Japanese content creators, and you know the like. Because I plan on visiting Japan at some point, so I watch a lot of Japanese videos to get to know the cultures, different areas, and stuff like that. I'm also going to pick up some Japanese too. I'm taking some online Japanese classes, and I'm actually going to learn the language. I'm actually going to learn the language, learn how to speak it, learn how to read it a bit and stuff before I actually go to Japan and stuff like that. But yeah, man, when COVID hit, man, a lot of people wasn't going to restaurants in Japan. The arcade scene died down and shit like that. So yeah, man, it was wild. It was wild. Also did fan does okay, and we also have video games from Indonesia. Yup. The Western audience loved Japanese games for what they were. Same with Korean MMOs, Ultimate Kind. Wasn't Atari Western? Yeah, Atari was Western. We was the first game. We was the first game company. The West was the first game company. and got blown the fuck out by Nintendo. And the video game market crashed. And Nintendo was the only one that outlived it and actually revived the gaming market. But the best RPG SNES game was Shadowrun. Never played the Shadowrun game. Arcades were bigger in the 70s and the 80s, and Atari wasn't in that market that much. Yeah, they wasn't. They was more like the home console. And the GGA, I hated Halo. Gears of War was my stuff. So Sony's moneymaker card. They took and made the new game plus a paid feature. Oh yeah. And I just couldn't support. Yeah, I don't really play New Game Plus, so I wasn't going to buy it. I was not going to waste my time buying the New Game Plus anyway. Could make a Final Fantasy anime series more focused on Tifa's struggles in Midgard. This is the thing I hate when it comes to I always want animes based on my favorite for my favorite video games. What I don't like is every time we get an anime based on video games, they're never adapted correctly, or we get like some type of shitty ass spin-off, or we get some shitty ass artwork. And like I said before, the adaptation is ass. It's nothing like the game. They make these odd ass decisions and choices that doesn't really respect the source material for some strange reason. Like for example, like right now, we should have a bunch of different Street Fighter animes. Yes, we had some in the past, but I'm talking about still to this day. We should have a bunch of different Street Fighter animes. We should be. I don't care what streaming platform. I don't care what it is. Street Fighter should have a shit ton of animes, but they don't. They don't. We'll get like little anime like promotions and stuff, but we should be having some animes. You know what I'm saying? We should have that. We should see some more Mega Man animes. You know? We don't have that. Final Fantasy needs some animes. They had an anime a long time ago. There was a Final Fantasy anime a long time ago, which was actually a sequel to Final Fantasy V or whatever. And it was okay. It was okay, but it was nothing that reminisced Final Fantasy at all. And that's what I'm talking about. Every time you get these adaptations of video games in anime form, they never respect source material. They do all these stupid ass decisions. Like, I didn't even waste my time on that Tekken series that they had. I ain't waste my fucking time on it. When I looked at it, I said, nope. Said Mugen Lord, they said they took and made the new. Oh yeah, I seen that. China welded people into their homes. Yup, Nier is rather effed up when you find out what those shade monsters truly are, and also sad. Yo, you think VK can pick up a Korean audience thanks to the art? Yeah, I think so. Like my goal is, man, I want VK, I want Venus Ryan Comics to touch all markets. I want to make a Japanese version or a Korean version of this stuff over time, you know, and tap into those markets. The Japanese are tough people to do business with, man. I tried selling my parts over there, and they were strict about everything. Yeah, Tori, Sega. I wonder if the Japanese have weaker immune systems because they always wear masks and also are afraid of being sick. No, I understand with their culture, they respect their neighbors. So if say for instance if they got a little cold or whatever like that, they will wear a mask. In a lot of those Asian countries, and a lot of it also has to do with a lot of dust. But from what I understand from some people that I know who lives in America, some Asian people I know that live in America, but goes every once in a while to go visit their family in their countries, like Vietnam, Cambodia. Some people I know that lives in China and stuff like that. They have family in China and stuff like that. So, yeah, sometimes it's about the pollution, the dust, and also they have this thing. They're courteous to their neighbors. If they're not feeling too good, or if they have a cold and stuff, they don't want to spread their germs onto people, so they'll just mask up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. That's just a natural thing over there. They do those things. We don't do that here. I love the Arkham games. Some Western games like Postal had to be sold in hentai shops to bypass zero. And there's also Dead or Alive, a larger Street Fighter universe. Every fighter should have their own movie. That was the 90s. It's like King of Fighters would make an amazing shonen anime. Shame it never got made. So video games always get the short end of the stick when it comes to adaptations. They do. That's why they never do good. That's why I never get hyped when they talk about like, yo, we making it. I like to see a Monster Hunter anime and stuff like that, but they would not adapt that shit. They won't adapt any of that shit correct because
we got the CGI movie. What are you talking about?
Shut up.
We got the CGI movie and we had the Netflix exclusive CGI drawing. I mean, we got Monster Hunter Tamers. That's the closest we got. And it was 3 hunters on there and just the trainers.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping they would actually really make them
because the Western writers think they can do better. It says, speaking of anime, there's a new Devil May Cry anime coming in April. Like I said, I don't really care for Devil May Cry, so let me know how you guys think about the anime. Don't even get me started with Street Fighter comics. I keep forgetting about the comics. Like I never read those. I agree. King of Fire needs a shonen like anime. But anyways, checking on friends. Yo, what's up, Rocky? What's going on? The ethics department is also corrupt, just like the liberal douchebags at the HR department. I think it's the culture. I dropped my wallet in Japan when I was getting off to read the airport, and a little girl gave me that was good. Yeah, Street Fighter V. That was a good anime. Street Fighter V was fucking good. Yeah, that John was good. And then this nigga over here, Virtual Fighter, he was sipping shitting on that damn intro. Cause I showed it to him, the intro to Virtual Fighter. He was like, I don't think my brother killed no mind because this nigga would like sit here like he would shit on something, and then I would come downstairs and watch whatever he was shitting on. I catch him, like I caught him red-handed. He's watching the entire series after shitting on it.
Because guess what? I ain't got nothing else to watch.
No, nigga, don't do that shit. No, nigga, don't do that shit. This nigga, yeah, like it's a show called Nightman. This nigga used to shit on that show.
We watched Nightman as a kid.
But still,
nostalgicness, man.
Oh my God,
I had to watch it.
This cat is big as hell. And this dude always trying to bully him. My fault.
Yeah, he don't like that.
Yeah. He's always trying to bully himself in my room.
Let's go.
But like, I let him come in my room. But I have to watch him because he likes to jump on shit. He likes to jump on shit. He likes to jump on my keyboard. I'm too afraid because he might knock down my consoles and stuff like that. He don't know how to sit the fuck still. He don't know how to sit down, sit on my bed, or sit on the floor. He wants to hop around on the bookshelf. He wants to hop on the arcade and shit like that. He don't know how to sit the fuck still. So he can't come in my room. He can't come in my room. I want him to be in my room, but he can't come. I can't allow him in my room. He don't know how to act right. So like the gameplay. No, I don't do dogs. Dogs is much. It takes too much work to take care of. You gotta walk the motherfuckers around. You know what I'm saying, and all that type of shit. I don't got time for that. Like I don't got time for that. And then when you walk them, it creates awkward situations. You know, look, I go on my walks, right? The thing I can't stand the most, especially when it's white people walking their dogs. They're walking their dogs. Their dogs are completely fine. It seemed like the moment they see me coming down the street, now all of a sudden the dogs are acting the fuck crazy and shit like that. Or I'm on this side, the dog on this side, minding his business. Soon as I start getting close, the dog wants to be on the side that I'm walking the fuck on. So then you get this awkward situation as I'm walking by. You see the white person looking at me, too afraid to say something to me, or they're trying to tell the dog to stop and shit like that because the dog want to keep coming over, either sniff my leg or keep barking and shit like that. And then you got this awkward ass situation. Then you got the white person. They got that stupid ass smile on their face when they look at you because of their dog acting fucking stupid and shit like that. I don't want to walk a dog because I don't want to get in a situation where I'm walking a dog, my dog is acting the fuck stupid, or my dog is trying to interact with somebody else's dog. And you get these weird ass interactions and shit like that. So fuck no. I would never get a dog. I would never get a dog. And then you gotta pick up their shit. Every time you walking with them, you gotta pick up their shit. It's fun. I don't got time for that. I'm not doing all that. I agree. I don't got time. I do not got time for all that shit. I get a cat. Cats are fucking chill. They fucking lazy. I love cats. They can be adorable at times. I can pet them and shit like that. When they don't feel like being fucking pet, they just walk the fuck off and mind their damn business and shit. I would like to have a dog. Man's best friend. I've seen some great interaction with dogs. But as I said, with my life, I'm a content creator. I'm doing all this shit. Those dogs, dogs are more, it's a lot more discipline. You have to really, really like take care of them. You know, and like there's times I don't feel like going out for a walk, but you gotta walk that fucking dog. You gotta walk that fucking dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for that shit. I do not. I don't. I live in the country. Just let my dog out the door. Dogs are racist in the U.S. Yeah, some dogs are like some dogs are racist, dog. Like every time they see a black person, they just be barking. It'd be so fucking awkward. It's not with every dog. I don't want you to get that wrong. I don't want you to get that wrong. It's not with every dog. But majority of the time, man, like every white person will walk by, and then soon my black ass walk by this dog. This dog lose his fucking mind every time I walk by, or when a black person walk by, and it gets so fucking awkward. It gets so damn awkward. Uh-huh. You said, must know that I'm a cat person. I can't let him outside because people keep trying to steal them. Keep trying to steal them. That's crazy. DMC, the rest of the games are good. 3 and 5 are the best in mine. I got 5. I got DMC 5. I only played like an hour. I only played the part where I played the part where I saved Trish. I think that's where I stopped at. Or no, when I first got a chance to play as V, and I beat that level with V, I think it was, or when I saved Trish. It's one of them. I was in Japan. I've seen people walk their dogs in the city. Some dogs are weird about different skin color. It has to do with the fact that they were not raised around people that look different. Yeah. I heard some dogs are sexist too. I have a cat. I don't have to take care of him, but I do have to take care of my dogs. What about small dog? Man, I would love a small dog. I would love that's the thing. I would love a small dog, but I gotta walk that motherfucker. I gotta walk that motherfucker. Like and pick up his shit when we out. I don't want to do that. I don't want to walk around with a bag in my hand and picking up dog shit. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. I really don't. I do not want to do that. So y'all got that shit. I don't got patience. I don't got time for that. That's why I'll never get a dog. I do want to I do want a rabbit, or and what's that? I do want to. What's it? A ferret? That's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Mainly against men, mostly they got beat at some point. I have a small dog. Yeah, I like small dogs. You know what I'm saying? But they bitch asses though. That's one thing that gets me mad. I don't like I want a small dog, but small dogs are bitches, man. Like you ever see a small dog where it be shit, it be barking like it's tough. It'll run up to you, start barking, talking all this shit, like it's talking shit at you, and then the moment you walk towards it, it will run back to his master or whatever. And I can remember this one time we have one of our neighbors at one time. You will walk by their house, and this little bitch ass dog will keep barking and growling at you through the door where it's safe, right? And I remember this one time the dog was just barking his ass off, growling at me and shit. The owner opened up the door, and his bitch ass wouldn't come outside. He stopped barking and shit, and he's looking at her or whatever like that. Like, what are you doing, bitch? Shut the door. You know what I'm saying? Like them bitch ass dogs. I'm trying at the moment to move to my property. We have 9 dogs, 110 birds, 4 goats, and a pig. You a farmer? Got a rabbit. Their pee stink, but their poop is easy to manage. I heard. Mixed breed terrier. Okay. Rapid stink, period. But I think it's a ferret. I think that's what it's called. A ferret, I think. I do want one of them. Fish is another pain in the ass. You gotta clean out that fucking tank and shit like that. I don't got time. Like I'm too busy to try. That's a whole nother task I gotta take out of my schedule to fucking do. And then my daughter, she wants animals. And I'm like, no. Because guess who's gonna end up taking care of them damn animals? Me. You like them, you just like them just to pet them and be cute and play with them, but you don't want to do any other responsibilities. I'm gonna be taking care of them fucking animals. I'm gonna be taking care of them. Dad, I want a dog. We're not getting a dog. Because guess who dog that's gonna end up being? Mine. Because guess what? I'll be walking the damn dog. I'm gonna be feeding that damn dog. I'm gonna be cleaning that damn dog up. Not you. So my pit bulls to growl at people with dreadlocks because my older brother has dreadlocks and he's afraid of big dogs. Yeah, chickens and a couple. Damn, like Sin, you are you a farmer or something? Yeah, man, like that's what I was saying to myself. Like, nah, man, like I can't do any of that, man. Yeah, and then you gotta take the motherfuckers out to the vet every now and then. You gotta do everything. Like I said, white people and dogs, man, they love them motherfuckers, dog. When I say white people love dogs, they dress them motherfuckers up at time. They make sure to get all their fucking shots. It's like taking care of a whole other human. It's like taking care of a human. There's an extra human in the house. Dogs are a lot of responsibility. I find it so adorable how you like how sentient the dogs are. They know when you're upset. They want to cuddle with you. They want to chill and watch TV with you. Like it's man's best friend. I like that aspect of dogs, man. I would love to have a dog, and that's like having a friend around the room. You know what I'm saying? But then that's the other aspect. I gotta pick up his shit. I gotta walk the fucking dog. I gotta make sure I wash the damn dog. I gotta make sure he gets his shots. I gotta do all those extra things. I don't got time for that. I do not got time for that. That's just an extra responsibility that I do not want to have. He better get a job. Don't forget, he said, I ain't cleaning no damn dog shit. You better get a damn job. My neighbor's dog be antagonizing me. He said my dog got an eye infection that one time, and I had to pay over. Yeah, shit like that. You gotta pay these outrageous bills. Like fuck that. Like fuck that. Like dude, like no, that's an extra person that you gotta take care of. Cats are totally different. There's less maintenance to them. You buy patties from Burger King. No pets for me or plants. My place would be dead. Having a dog is like having a little kid. I have a lot of dogs, but I don't have to take care of them because my family does it. Yeah, but yeah. See, you're lucky because you got your family to take care of. But me, my like having pets, they end up becoming my pets because I end up taking care of them. Especially when it comes to my daughter, I would end up taking care. That ends up becoming my pet, not hers. I will be taking care of that damn animal. And then there are white girls that like dogs too much. Don't get started. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, man. Like I think dogs are cool, man, but I know my limits. I know what I'm willing to do when it comes to animals. So I would never get a dog because I know what type of person I am, and the dog wouldn't have the best care. So why even go out and get a dog? The only time that will probably happen, the only time you'll probably see me with a dog is because a dog was stranded or abandoned, and the dog happened to be in front of me, and I end up taking the dog, or a friend of the family, wanted to get rid of the dog and they gave it to us. That's the only way you'll probably see me with a dog. Other than that, me going out and getting a dog, hell no. It was only one time. I don't know the breeds of dogs, so don't even ask me what kind of dog is it, because I wouldn't be able to fucking tell you because I'm not a dog person. But it was one time I was out for my walk, and it was like last summer. and I went out early. I went out for my walk around like 4:30 in the morning. I woke up at 4 o'clock and left out the house about 4:30. And my walks are like 2 hours, like 2 hour walks. So I'm going like 4 or 5 miles, or like that. Now I remember on my way back home, man, it was this cute, adorable. It was a small dog, cute, adorable dog. I'm not sure what the dog was out. The dog wasn't even dirty. The dog was clean. So I'm not sure if the dog had to have an owner or something. But this dog was so cute and so adorable, man. And for some fucking strange reason, this motherfucker kept following me. He almost followed me, He almost followed me home. I was this close to taking that dog with me because he would not stop following me. He wasn't barking. He was just following me. He was this close to me taking him home. This close. And then he just ran off after that. But he was this close. I was this close to taking him. All right, so we got here. Okay, so now, all right, we like 30. So we got 30 minutes. So now let's get into VK chapter 1. Let's get into it. Let's get into VK chapter 1. Shadows of Vengeance. And like I told you, this main chapter focuses on young Raph himself, the oldest Draven brother. And as I said before, he was pretty much clashing with Varian Keller as far as them searching for Alan Fleck, and he wasn't holding up his end of the deal. So now Hezekiah Draven is going off on his own, while his brothers are out handling the business that Varian Keller has sent them out to do. So, as I said before, we're going to dive right into it. Spoilers and everything. Those of you guys who don't want to be spoiled, this is your perfect time for you to go exit out and everything. So I won't start just yet. So this you've been warned. We're about to get into it, and we're definitely going to do another spoiler chapter 1 once the books get into everybody's hands when we start fulfillment, next week and stuff like that. So I'm putting it out there. So if you don't want to be spoiled and you want to find out what happens in chapter 1 on your own and discovering your own, this is your perfect time to exit out and everything. But if you want to stick around and know what's going on with VK chapter 1, then stick around and stuff. So we definitely will be getting into it. Yes, the comic. I'm gonna say it again. Just to, I know a lot of you guys are new here and stuff like that and don't know. Chapter 1 will be available again. Like I said, I'm launching a website for Venus Orion Comics, so you'll be able to buy it from my website. I'm working on my website right now. I'm gonna try to have it out. I'm gonna try. I can't make any full promises, but I'm trying to have it launched, my website, out by next month. So by next month, you'll be able to buy chapter 1. You won't be able to get the other covers though. The other covers, which was covers B, C, and D, these covers are no longer available. These were only campaign exclusives. B, C, and D and stuff. B, C, and D. And like I said, this was the popular one. This was the popular one. It opens up, make a full spread or whatever like that. And everything. So yes, it will be available again. You'll be able to buy it digital. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to the pre-order campaigns, digital only comes with the physical only for campaigns. When it comes to the store, they're separate. You either get the digital or you get the physical. It's only the digital with physical is only for campaigns. So that's another reason why you should go to these pre-order campaigns, because you have a chance to get the digital free with your physical. But when it comes to the store, they're separate. You either get physical and digital, or you can buy both if you want to. And like I said, digital will always be $5 digital. Well, it also depends on the page count. So for this page count, it's $5 or whatever like that. So yes, so $5 will be for cover for the first chapter, which was 28 pages of story, but it's a 32-page book, but it's 28 pages of story. So let's see where we at, because I detest digital, but we'll definitely grab it when I get the cash. Yeah, so you'll be able to get it. It's a hype for cover D. Yeah. Oh my God, guys. I'm about to tell you. All right. You see this book that I have and the covers that I have? My guy. Covers, the covers B, C, and D came in. And let me tell you something. The version of this book that you got, the version of the book that you guys got feels and looks way better than this one. And I forgot, these versions of the book that I have, these are the test print. Because Mixem does test prints before they do big volumes for you. So last year, I had them make the tests so I can actually see what they look like and stuff like that. So when they do test print, they don't go maximum quality. They don't use their maximum quality printers for tests. And despite that, you see how good and vibrant this look? Oh my God, your versions, your versions is the complete versions, the full quality. You guys got a better quality version than I had. Man, like I had to put gloves on to touch the book because of how glossy, how smooth and how fine print the actual pages is in your version. And it's a lot thinner. This is thicker because this is like a test version. And my God, you guys want to love when y'all, especially with all the covers, you're gonna fucking love it. You're gonna fucking love it. So I will get it next time I spend entirely too much on making my first costume right now. Dude, you need not to explain anything to me. Venus Ryan Comics and VK will always be here. Varion Killers, Vampire Killers will always be here, and all my other series. So you do not need no disclaimer or anything. Totally understand. Don't really hype for my books. Usually when reading these in indie comics, I had to stop and come back. But with this one, I had to read the whole thing and it felt short. It had a hook and a good start. Yeah, man. That was the thing that my dad and everybody said. They said, damn it. My dad was reading through and said, son, like you started, like, yo, you had me invested. That's why it felt so short. Because my dad, everybody that I had read it was so fucking invested in it. And by the time they look up, it's like, damn, it's done. Right when it actually started cooking, it just stopped. Like now you gotta wait for chapter 2 and stuff. And like I said, and that decision was basically solely based on my finances or whatever. Now I have more time, I have a head start, I have more finances. And like I said, chapter 2 is coming out of my pocket again. Because after I finish fulfillment and stuff, I'm going to have a good amount of change left over, but it's not enough to pay for an entire book. So it's going to have to come out of my pocket again. So I'm going to have to hold on to that money and let that money pile up and make money off of sales from my comic book store and my merchandise, and then make sales off the next campaign and stuff like that and add to it. So yes, so the next chapter still went to come out of my pocket, and that's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be 60. It's going to be, the way it's looking is going to be either 62 or 64 pages. So it's going to be a beefier book. But yes, I went with 28 pages was because that was what my pockets were able to afford. And plus, I wanted to see before I spend all my money, because this shit, even 28 pages, like I said, I don't disclose prices. I don't talk about the prices that I pay my artists, and I don't disclose how much I have to pay per page and to get the book done. That's personal information, and that's left with the business itself. But as I said before, this shit cost me a lot of fucking money just for 28 pages. So you know it's going to cost me a lot of bread for 62 to 64 pages, but it's worth it. And it's an investment for me. This is an investment. But as I said before, it was what my pockets able to afford. And I said, before I go all out on this and spend all this damn money, maybe I should I think it's safer for me to just do the 28 pages of story first to see how everybody see and what they feel about this before I spent any more of my damn money and stuff like that. I already spent enough damn money as it was or whatever. So that's why that was the decisions why I went with 28 pages. I think a typical chapter in mangas, I think what my artist said is 28 pages, I think. Anyway, and a typical comic book, Western comic book, is 28 pages. For your typical comic book, it's 28 pages. So this is the standard. This is actually a standard number. And like I said, you guys read a lot of manga and stuff, so you guys are used to reading volumes, like with 80 pages and shit like that. But this is the typical standard for a comic book, 28 pages and stuff for an issue. All right, Sin. So, well then, better wear gloves to preserve that quality. It said, I'm definitely invested. Take your time. I gotta make my get my money up too. Yeah, so all right. So I want to know what's your feedback. What you think about what do you guys think about the chapter? What do you think? What do you think about the art? What do you think about the chapter? What do you think about the characters? What do you think about Young Rav? Like, even though this is surface level stuff, we haven't really gotten to the nitty gritty, and chapter 2 is going to open up more. But what do you think about Young Rav? What do you think about Nolan Brett? What do you think about Jasmine herself? And what do you think about the entire scenario? What's going on now? And what do you think about Tech Lock as well? It's like he said, Mugen, what the fuck? We hardly got to know Jasmine, and you threw her away like she's some side chick. Everybody DM'd me that. Everybody DM'd me that. All right, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Yes, Jasmine. Let me pull it up. Yes, Jasmine is like I said, spoilers. So you guys, if you don't want to be spoiled, it's best to leave now. Yes, Jasmine was killed. Jasmine was killed. Yes, she was. She was killed. Right through the chest and pulled right through the fucking window. Pulled right the fuck out. And this chick fell straight. She fell straight to her fucking death. Splattered. Right there. What side I'm on? Splattered. She splattered right to the ground and stuff like that. Now, he said, man, this straight anime, and sorry I'm late. No, it's all good. Yeah, so let me put it this way. There's a lot of you guys who DM me if y'all read it, and some of you guys were like, one of my friends, like one of you guys was like, had the crying emoji. Say, yo, you killed my girl Jasmine. Like, that was my babe. Like I had my eyes on her the whole time. Like, you killed her all. Like, I wasn't expecting you to kill her. Let me put it this way. This is not a spoiler. I'm just prepping you. Yes, Jasmine is dead. She ain't coming back. But you didn't see the last of Jasmine. What do I mean by you didn't see the last of Jasmine? What I mean is you're going to see her in flashbacks throughout the series. Because, not spoiling anything, Jasmine's death plays a big role in the story of VK because it's a domino effect. Her death is going to trigger a lot of things. She's an important character, which means you're going to see you're going to see a lot of flashbacks and people who knew her and other shit. There's a lot to Jasmine. There's a whole lot to her. So yes, she's dead, but you didn't see the last of her. There's a lot of story about Jasmine that you're going to get to know of her character. So yes, stay tuned for that. Said you made it sound like she had an important role in the story. Yeah, she has an important role in the story. She's dead, but yes, she's an essential part of the story. Her death is very pivotal, and it moves a lot of building blocks. It builds, like I said, it's a domino. Her death is a domino effect. It's going to knock down a lot of things, and a lot of shit is going to go down. And people who knew her is all tied to this, tied to her character in some way. And it's going to reflect on a lot of things for you to get a chance to know her character. So yes, even through death, she's an important character. Seems like a tech nerd from now like Otakon. Yeah. You're going to get to know more of with Tech Lock about his character, more about him and how he thinks in chapter 2. You're going to see more. You're going to see more of that. And also, Techlock, he's going to be more. He's also like a voice of reason too. You see how he was trying to persuade young Rav not to go through with this. He tried to persuade him not to go through with this or whatever. And you're going to see more of that in his character when it comes to decision making and stuff like that. Speaking of novels, want to be in my novel, Mugen? Whatever, like, what's the novel about? Her death is an important role. That's what made her important. You'll see, man. It's a lot. It said that's rather effed up. Remember what I told you guys about Jasmine? He said, I noticed there's a lot of action lines. Some seem a bit necessary. A lot of action lines seem a bit necessary. Which parts? Like, let me know. I'm all for the feedback, man. Let me know. Let me know. Jasmine and Nolan struck me as some type of career criminals. Jasmine, in particular, Nolan might be an actual thug, though. Yeah. Oh man. Woo. Jesus. I love that. I love that observation. That's why, like, without spoiling, that's what I said. You're going to find out about Jasmine's past. She's connected to some deep shit. You want to wait and see. That's why, like I said, that's why she's important. And like I said, when we had this chat before about Jasmine, when I told you guys that Jasmine, when I first written her character, I told you guys that she was a character. She was a regular NPC that was going to die as like this chick right here. This chick, Jasmine's going to be like this character, a chick that was just going to die to bring the introduction of the story or vampires and stuff. Just a regular victim, wasn't going to play any type of major role. But she did upgrade to a major role, but she still was going to die in some shape or form. Now, the thing was, I was going through a bunch of different scripts. I was like, maybe I'm going to kill her off later on, or or maybe I'll kill her off earlier. They set certain things in motion and stuff like that. So I end up going with the decision of killing her early to set certain plot lines up that you'll see throughout the different chapters. You said, I was hoping the flashback would be a bit longer. Oh, you talking about the flashback? Let me bring it up. 1 second. I got you guys. You talking about this flashback of this woman where young Rav, his head start hurting and he's like, yo, who the fuck is this woman? Because Jasmine's death triggered this. When Jasmine fell out the window and when young Rav looked out the window, it triggered that. The same way he's seeing her body splatter is the same way he sees this woman from his flashback. Who this woman is, I can't spoil that, but you're going to see more of this woman throughout each of the chapters. He said, yeah, I won't spoil who his name is, her neighbor. You're going to find out his name. You'll find out his name in chapter 2. You'll find out his name in chapter 2. So I won't spoil that name, but you'll get his name. You'll get his name in chapter 2 because he's a witness or whatever like that. It's just one panel. But no, I need to understand. Just go ahead. Like just describe the panel to me. I need to know this stuff. Tetlock reminds me of that role Baby Boys and Clara played in Watch Dogs, a capable hacker, and the closest thing Hezekiah has to a friend is a now, as well as a team. Yeah, and also when it comes to Tetlock, when it comes to this dude, he ain't no pushover. When it comes to combat, like, he's a tech guy, so he got Tetlock got some shit. And I can't wait till we actually, when it comes to Tetlock, I can't wait till we actually explore that with Tetlock as the chapters go through. You'll start seeing more of that and everything. And then Brian pulls it and brings her back as a cyborg vampire ninja. Young Rav is badass, even when we only got a brief action scene. But let's be honest, he's a Blade wannabe. Yeah, well, Blade was, of course, inspiration. And also Cloud. And I won't spoil. It's another character I got inspiration from too, which I won't spoil, because if I spoil who that character may be, then you probably get an actual idea of where I could be possibly going in the near future with young Rav as a character, or just the universe itself. So I won't spoil who that other character, but yes, he's a mixture of Blade, I got some inspiration from Cloud, and also another character or whatever. So you'll probably figure it out as time go along who that other character, that third character may be, where I got some inspiration from. And of course, you got a mixture of some of my personality. Some of me is mixed in there too, or whatever like that. Damn, that means my son was right, and the old man will be a recurring character. Yes, you'll see the neighbor, the pissed off neighbor. So that I use that neighbor to explain or give you some tidbits of who Jasmine is. Remember what the neighbor said? The neighbor said, yo, what's that noise up there? When he hears that noise, he said, I bet that crazy bitch and her friends are getting high again. So now you do get a bit of Jasmine as a person. She gets high. So what does she get high off of? That was a hint too. Yo, what's up, Brad? That was a hint too. That was a hint. There's a hint in the book that gives you an idea of what she gets high off of. Oh, you curious about the guy with the gold? Oh, yes. The guy with the gold fangs. Oh, I can't spoil who that is, but he's very, very important. And listen to his dialogue and what he said. All right, let me find it. Listen to his dialogue on what he said. When you get a chance to reread it again, listen to his dialogue on what he says to what he says after he kills Jasmine. After he kills Jasmine, think about what he just says before he takes off. Because Young Rav felt his wave pressure. He felt this pressure, but then the pressure went away. And then when it went away, Young Rav was like, yo, where the fuck did it go? That's what it triggered him. And by the time he felt it, again, it was too late for Jasmine. It was too late for her. But that guy, also look at the trailer. Remember the trailer with the guy talking at the beginning? That guy that's talking is him. I can't give you his name. His name is not going to be revealed anytime soon yet. But you're going to see more. You're going to hear more from him, and you're going to see more of him. But he's a mystery. He's going to remain a mystery for some time. He said my novel is about Prince becoming an adventurer as a king, trial to become a king. If I add you to the story, your character play a part in the Prince. Okay, cool. That's awesome. The neighbor looked like Zola from One Piece. So I can totally see Blade plus Cloud equals Hezekiah. Not sure for the third inspiration, but I'll surprise us. I'll let my son read it and thought that the old man was looking down, but he was looking up. So he thought it was weird angle. He was looking up. Yeah. I think my artist was trying to find a way to depict him, because I think it was hard for her to draw him looking up this way to try to, how he's looking up at Young Rav. So I think she had a hard time trying to get that angle without it and it ended up looking weird and stuff like that. So I kind of understand what you're saying with that. He said, so she's a drug dealer dealing in cocaine. No, go back. What did she say? What did she say about her boyfriend, Landon? What did she say about her boyfriend when Young Rav was talking to her about her boyfriend Jason? What did she say about Jason? When she met Jason and when Jason used to talk to her about Alan Fleck. He said he looks more like Sephiroth but black. He said Square's acting for spoken at saying, yeah, I knew the evil laugh in the trailer was Mr. Gold Teeth. Yeah, that. So and remember, go back to the trailer and listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying, and you'll get some ideas about who his character could possibly be, and how important his character could play in VK itself. The murder of Hezekiah. I'll leave it right there. So I'm just wondering, what's the point of that Guardian Tech bracelet and that no one helped the woman that I killed? I know there's a Guardian score, but still confused by it. All right. So what's going on there is, like I told you about the Guardian bracelet, and we haven't gotten into. Remember what I told you about that there's three mega cities. It's Neo-Delphia, Neo-San Fran, and there's also Neo York City. Remember I told you about Neo-San Fran? That Neo-San Fran was taken over by this rebel group called the Rubicon Alliance. These young people are tired of the system because they're saying that, yo, here it is, we gave up our civil liberties to be protected by the system, and the system has failed to protect us and have failed to protect us and stuff. So what is the point of all of this and everything? So now it's causing it caused the uprising, and they overthrown Neo San Fran. So you got a glimpse of how that this system that these people remember, the Civil War, the system was put in place 200 years ago. So this system has evolved over time. But now you got people, you see that there's a flaw with the system itself. Here it is that this system, because what the Guardian score does, the higher your Guardian score, the more access and privileges that you have within the city, and also the protection that you get. They actually send out protection, and you're marked and and stuff like that. The lower your score, you get sent into a rehabilitation center or whatever, like whatever the proper they force feed you propaganda and all kinds of other stuff like that. But as you've seen here, where the woman had her citizen score, and the watch is supposed to have like a GPS, it's supposed to track everything, and when they have danger and stuff like that, help is supposed to come or whatever. And it failed. It doesn't work. And yet the system is still trying to sell it it's still pushing it onto the people, and it's not working. So when Jasmine at her death, right here, I'll show you. You see the police telling everybody to get back. Their guard, they need it, and when you have a certain score, you on a curfew and stuff. So what's going on here is that these people are getting restless now. Now the commissioner is getting nervous too. I won't spoil it because you'll see in chapter 2. He's getting nervous because now the people are getting restless. More people are dying. People are disappearing. So what's the fucking point of this damn system? What is going on here? You're going to find out. You're going to find out about the system itself. And you're going to find out a lot about it in the Omni Protocol with Faith Tanaka, because hers focus more on this system even more. You'll get this in VK, but most of that you're going to get in her book. So I think that, yeah. So think about her boyfriend. When she mentioned about her boyfriend, what is her boyfriend into? Remember, like when Young Rav asked her, and she mentioned her boyfriend Jason Snap. What did she mention when she mentioned about her boyfriend and how she met him? How did she meet him? I was on sports book, and he said I'm not spending $5 on sports books unless 70 freaking dollars. What are you talking about, Ruin? He said I meant to say words, but not sports books. Oh, he said the Guardian system is like in Watch Dogs. You have a life score determining every fact that if your score is too low, you shit out of luck. All right, good. Thanks for the explanation. I don't think I was here when. Yeah. That's why I said, like, everything I'm giving everybody, and this is why I'm so frustrated, because I wish I had a shit ton of money where I can make like thicker books and give you a bunch of content that can fill you up on certain aspects. So when you go into these things, I like you can go in with like a full knowledge. So what I have to do is I have to put everything at surface level, and then each chapter I break everything down throughout each chapter. And like I said, you're going to get a lot of stuff in chapter 2, since it's going to be a longer book, 62 pages or more. So you'll get a lot more of that. But as I said before, let me go to the part where Young Rav talks about let me find when she talked about her boyfriend. Yeah, here we go. Remember, here we go. Where was it? Yeah, right here. Is this part right here where she talks about her boyfriend? She said it doesn't make much of a difference now anyway. She said, I met Alan through my boyfriend Jason Snap. He supplies the double underground parties with psychonarcotics. So yes, so that should give you the idea of what drugs she takes, or what drugs that she does. Yeah. So yeah, so you want to get a chance to meet the boyfriend, Jason Snap, on in chapter 2. I have a question about your universe. If kid has a power, do they just like kidnap, have to go somewhere or something, or can they live a normal life? Good question. Now it all depends. It all depends on what they're classified as. If they're aberrant, which I told you about aberrants. Aberrants are like my universe of mutants and stuff like that. More aberrants' powers are more sporadic, out of control, and humans see them humans see them as dangerous, and their population is slowly growing and stuff like that. So when if their powers, if their aberrant abilities normally manifest around the age, I would say around the age of 7, and the latest is possibly 13 or whatever like that. Once their powers manifest or whatever, it pretty much triggers the aberrant control act and stuff like that. And they send out the aberrant control like agency out there to get aberrants, rather than kids, teenagers, or whatever, and they take them into like a detention center or an instant like a detention center and stuff like that. And what goes on at these detention centers, you want to find out when I do Ultra Squad X and stuff like that. Since Ultra Squad X, they are a team of aberrants or whatever. When you have somebody like when you got a regular human who takes the wave spectrum examination to see where they fit on the wave spectrum, and you gotta remember, every living being has a thing called a wave essence. The wave essence is pretty much your soul consciousness, and it's how well you're linked to the consciousness of the universe. So everybody takes a wave spectrum test to see what type of conscious human being they are. Now, if you're a high conscious being, you're a level 3. You're considered a gifted individual. When you're gifted, you're able to tap into your soul consciousness, which is your wave essence. So you're tapping into your soul energy, which allows you to perform all kinds of feats. You can be able to perform wave arts, cognitive arts, and all kinds of stuff. But it zaps a lot of your wave essence and stuff like that, which needs to be recovered and recharged and stuff like that. These people are very, very rare, but they're not considered aberrants, if you get what I'm saying. They're still human. They just able to tap into something that everybody has. Just some people can't tap into it. It's kind of like in Naruto, how everybody has chakra, but you have somebody like Rock Lee who can't tap into it. But they're all still human. So, but they're very rare. So you have gifted people. If you're a level 5, you're considered a prodigy. Yo, what's up? If your powers are useless, you'll be fine. Essentially, and then you have outworlders. These are people who don't live on Earth. They come from either another dimension, another galaxy, solar system, or whatever, and then they find their way on planet Earth and make Earth their home. So the government goes after them too and classifies them and all this other type of stuff too. So you have that. You have aberrants. You also have like meta-like humans. These meta humans, and they're not called meta humans. I have another classification for them. But you have those type of people where they gain their powers through unnatural means, either through experiments, freak accidents, and all kinds of stuff like that. They're considered dangerous too, especially depending on what their powers are. So yes, the government goes after them and gets them. And then you have zoners. I told you about the zoners, where depending on the radiation or the chaos particles in specific zones, those people wave essence, which I just told you about the wave essence. If a person's wave essence resonates with the zone, and when they step into that radius, they either gain powers as long as they're in the radius, or they actually transform. So you see that big green dude in the back on that poster? That's Rupture. That big green dude in the back, that's Rupture. He's a zoner. He's a little boy named Tevin McGinnis. And he transforms. Anytime he gets into a zone, he transforms to Rupture. Just like my hair, like almost everyone in that universe has a court. Yeah, definitely something like that. We have a mention of Eliza in Alan and a scene with Timothy. Yes. You're going to see Eliza in chapter 2. You're going to see Eliza in chapter 2. Timothy is going to return in chapter 2. And yes, you want to get their perspective too. Like I said, you're going to get all these different perspectives and it's all going to converge all into one point and stuff like that. And you're gonna see how that play out. I think you guys gonna like Timothy, and I think you're gonna like Elijah. Yeah, I think I think you're gonna really like them. Yeah, they poor Timmy. Oh yeah, Landon. There was a Jake Pierce reference. There was a Jake Pierce reference from by Timothy. For some reason, keep thinking if it's a game, it's going to play like Tales of. For some reason, the Wave Essence talk. Yeah, I said. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not using metahumans. That's not the name. I'm just giving you. That's a placeholder name, but I do have a name for them, of like that. But it's not metahumans. But yeah, so I said I don't think so. DC uses the term a lot, though. Yeah, DC does use the term a lot. What was Hezekiah's sword, the Redeemer? I don't know. I didn't even get no. I just wanted a sword. I just wanted I was thinking, like I said, vampire killer. So I just told my artist to say, yo, he's a vampire slayer, and I want the sword to look gothic, maybe religious, like, you know what I'm saying? Since the Church of Elohim will play a role in it. So I left it to her or whatever to come up with design. But that's not his original sword. Hezekiah has two swords. You ain't gonna see the other sword until Arc 2. And it's the reason why he can't use that sword. Yeah, all right. So Hezekiah's sword, this sword that he got is called the Redeemer. And then the gun that he has is called the Bravara. It's called the Bravara. Yeah. This gun that he has called the Bravara. Now, this gun is special. You ain't see nothing yet what this gun can do. Yup. Jake Pierce was mentioned. Yep. That was a Jake Pierce reference. Everybody know about the Vigilante Massacre because Jake Pierce tore that city apart. So yeah. So there was a Jake Pierce reference in there. And you're gonna see a lot more references from other things that's mentioned. Do all your characters sense the wave essence in the same way? Yeah. Love this question. No, they all don't sense this. They all do not sense wave pressure the same way. All right, let me break this down. It's called the wave force mechanic. The wave force is the wave energy itself. The wave force or whatever. You have your wave force comes from you tapping in to your wave essence, which is your soul consciousness. That's what allows you to draw out your wave force. Now, when the more you tap into it or whatever, it creates wave pressure. The more you tap into it, the more you put force into it, it creates wave pressure. Now, you have some people who's talented, who can actually feel the pressure at certain distances. It depends on the individual. It very, very well depends on the individual. Now, Hezekiah and the Draven brothers and Varian is very unique when it comes to sensing wave pressure. And you want to see that when it comes to other characters who are gifted and how they can be able to sense wave pressure at what distance. And some of them, Young Rav, how can I put it? Young Rav can't act like pinpoint where exactly, but he has pretty much an idea of where something may be coming from and stuff. He has pretty much a good idea. You don't have the exact pinpoint, but he has the idea. That's why when he yelled at Jasmine, step away from the window right now, he knows it's coming from that direction or whatever like that. But he don't know exactly where, where the target or where the enemy is, or where the striker is coming from. But he has a pretty much a rough knowledge or a rough guesstimate. And not every person can do that. Some people can feel the pressure or whatever like that, but still have to get a sense, like by seeing them, what's in front of them and stuff like that. So yes, you have wave pressure, then you have wave flow. Wave flow is the aura that's around them when they're tapping into their wave essence. Now, but like I said before, if you're not a high conscious human being, like a high conscious being, like a level 3, which is high conscience, and then if you're a level 5, like a prodigy, if you're not any of those levels, you cannot feel wave pressure. You cannot see wave flow. You can't see nothing. You can't feel it or see it. Only gifted people and higher can see the wave flow around people, can feel weight, and can feel wave pressure. He said, what does it take to create a comic book company? I know money is one of them, but what are the steps to take? I have so many ideas to get out there. Bro, Hezekiah sounds like a biblical. Yeah, he is biblical. Like, dude, most of my stuff, yeah, the Bravura. Yep. 1 second. Make sure do look here. He had inspired. He had inspired. Yeah. So, Bravura. Yep, that's how you spell it. I will keep a lookout for those references. Yep. Hezekiah sounds like a biblical. Yeah, it is biblical. Caleb and also Isaiah. They're all biblical. There's a lot of biblical names in my stories. Pay attention to the names. I name characters certain names for a reason. So keep a close eye for the names. Not even just characters, certain other references. Pay attention to that stuff. Will Young Rav get more weapons? Yes, like I said, he has another sword. I can't show you that sword. And in fact, you seeing the sword, you didn't see what it looked like, but the picture that I always show you of Young Rav is actually not the Redeemer that he has. It's his other sword. Because that picture was made first before I decided to go with the Redeemer. Because as I started to develop more and more story. So yes, he's not using his actual sword. And there's a reason why he's not using his other sword yet. And you won't see that sword until to Arc 2. So what does it take to create a comic book company? I know money is one thing, but dude, it's very easy, bro. It's very easy. Whatever state that you're from, I'm from PA. You have to go to your government website and just buy an LLC. The LLC costs me what? $200? It cost me $200 to start Venus Orion Comics to get the LLC. And this was during the lockdowns when I got it done, like 2021. It only costs $200. It takes a couple of days because you have to type in the name to see if somebody took the name or not. No one took Venus Orion Comics. It's an original name. No one has it. I have it. I own the LLC. No one can use that. So I got Venus Orion Comics. I paid $200. You have to wait for them to mail the certificate. Then you have to pay more. Then you have to pay money to get an EIN number, which is your EIN was like your employee something identification number. You get that. You have to pay. I think was that like $60 or $80. You have to pay that. So now you have a tax number, and then let me see. Yeah, then you have to wait for the other certificate to come in. Once you got that, you keep those documents, and now you're a legal business in your state and stuff like that. You're fully recognized in everything. Now you're official LLC business. So yeah, it cost me around like $280 altogether to start Venus Orion Comics. It's not intricate. And the thing is, the powers that be, they don't want you to know how simple it is because they don't want you to be independent. And people automatically think it's complicated. There's nothing complicated. It only costs me $280 to start Venus Orion Comics as a company. And then the next step is what you want to do now. It's all depends. Will everyone's weapon have names? Please say yes. Yes. Everybody. I won't spoil it. You're going to get. You see the arm bracers that Keo has. That has a name too. Strikes. 2 katanas that he has. They have names too. So yes, the weapons do have names. And Varian's daggers that turns into a boomerang when you connect it together and he throws it, it comes back to him and has blades on them. That has a name. And you'll know all those. So I won't spoil that stuff. I'll let you get a chance to discover that. More weapons mean more gameplay features. I'm just thinking about the future. Yeah. There will be more weapons. There will be more weapons in hand. And I forgot, Keo, he don't just fight with his fists. He also have nunchucks with blades on them and stuff. So yes, he has he has 2 different weapons that he uses and stuff. But yes, Techlock got weapons too. He's the tech guy. So yes, there are all my characters have some form of weapons and secondary weapons and stuff like that as well, depending on the character and stuff. So, and remember, you got critical arts, and then you also have cognitive arts. So those are special arts and moves that they have. Only conscious people, gifted people can use critical arts and wave arts. Those are exclusive to gifted people. So he's kind of like a Witcher. Then he only used certain weapons for different situations. I wouldn't say that. How can I explain it? I can't spoil it. There's a reason why. There's a specific reason why he can't use that sword. It's something about that sword. He can't use it right now. He can't use it. He cannot use it right now. So you'll have to wait and see. It was it's something else you have to pay for. I can't remember what it was. It's something else you have to pay for. I can't remember what it was. It's not the EIN. It's something else. It's something else I have to pay for. Is that guy gun based on Men in Black? No, no. Well, like Men in Black never inspired me to do anything, so I haven't even thought about that. You'll see about his gun. His gun is actually special, and you'll see about his gun. Even his gun got lower. So you're going to find out about his gun, and it's very important to him. That gun is very, very important to him. So you're going to find out about that as well. Let me see. So what do you think about Nolan Brett? I know it's not much about him, but what do you think about the ending after Nolan Brett? When Nolan Brett gets there, when he finds out that he's too late, when he sees Jasmine's hand when it comes out when they're carrying her body away, and he says he's like really upset that Jasmine is dead. And then at the end of the book, Nolan Brett said he's going to get him. He's going to get whoever done this to her, or whatever like that. He's out there for revenge. He gonna fuck Hezekiah. Now, remind you, he don't know nothing about Hezekiah. All he heard was Andrew name over the phone. Just to remind you, he only heard her scream Andrew, so he knows nothing about young Rav or anything. So you'll be able to follow Nolan Brett and what he's going to do next. He said Nolan's hobo aesthetics is a front. He's an assassin, maybe. Oh man, I love your theories. I'll just say this. Nolan ain't no bitch. Let's just put it. I'll just keep it at that. Nolan is not a bitch at all. I'll just keep it. I'll keep it at that. You're gonna find out a bit about him. You're gonna find out a bit about his past let me see. Chapter 3. Chapter 3, you're gonna start getting snippets of his past and who he is in chapter 3. Chapter 2, he's gonna begin his hunt. Chapter 2 is gonna begin his hunt. But chapter 3, you're gonna get a bit of his past. He said he reminds me of Homeless Ken in Street Fighter 6. Critical Arts. No, it's critical spelled with a C. Critical Arts spelled with a C. Spelled not with a C, I mean a K. Critical was spelled with a K. Varian uses wave force to pull his weapon back the air, or is he just good with a boomerang? Hezekiah's super sword is cursed, and the ninja nun will help him exercise it. I love these theories. But no, you're not wrong about the wave force with his with Varian with his weapons and stuff. He said, I thought MIB was cool. So the Dream Brothers are based on you. Your brother is recognized your dad. Good observation. Go ahead, baby. He said he reminds me of he's a veteran, that's for sure. So there's going to be a fight. I hope Brett has hands. Well, what was Tanaka's faction? Nolan fought for them, didn't he? Oh man, these theories is crazy. But yeah, Tanaka, like I said, she's part of the 8th Omni District. She's the enforcer. They're the enforcers of the Guardian system. Omni Protocol. So Nolan, like I said, Nolan was also supposed to be an NPC. He was at one point, and both Jasmine and Nolan upgraded or whatever. But like I said before, Jasmine is essential. Her death triggers a lot of things, and you're gonna constantly see her pop up through other people's point of view and their relationship with her, which is going to tie into the overall bigger picture of the story when it comes to that. Let me see. There's something else that you guys probably didn't notice. The interaction between him and Jasmine, Hezekiah and Jasmine, where she gets up and she holds onto his chest so she can get up, and then he stiffens up, and then he slaps the shit out of her hand. You're gonna see there's a lot coming from Hezekiah, so keep note of that. There's a reason why he acts that way. There's a reason why he acts that way. So pay attention to that that as well. Is Nolan affiliated? I can't spoil. I can't give you anything beyond certain things when it comes to characters, because that's something you want to see. Like, I'm like, each chapter things are going to unfold with Nolan Brett. With each chapter you're going to get bits and pieces. Like I said, he's a side character, so since he's a side character with like that, you're going to get bits and pieces of how it's going to unfold and how all this stuff is going to connect, and how his path is going to align or comes across with Hezekiah and the rest of them and stuff like that. All right, you see the bandages on his hands, so you can get an idea of what his discipline may be. So we can just leave. I can leave that to you guys. But you see that you're already thinking already. You're already thinking about the armbands and stuff like that, the wraps. So I'll just leave the rest of you guys to guess what his fighting discipline might be, or inspiration may be. But yeah, like I said before, man, I was not there was a couple panels that I was not expecting her to add in there that really helped it out, like the chibi stuff. The boy can son thought that he didn't like women. I just assume he just doesn't like getting touched, like the guy from Death Stranding. Yes, yes, he has a certain. You'll see. No, he look. Trust me, it's not him not liking women, but there's something about his character, and it's a, how can I say it without spoiling? It's a consciousness thing about his character or whatever like that. So you'll see over time. You'll see throughout the chapter, because it's going to be mentioned at some point within these 10 chapters about certain things about how he view himself and things like that. And yes, when Jasmine grabbed onto him, he smacked her hand away and stuff like that when she got close to him and stuff. So yes, that's like really to his character. You only will find that with his character, or whatever like that. It's not just women; it's with certain people or whatever like that. You'll see that or throughout the book or whatever. But you'll see. You'll definitely see. He said, is that boy can box? He said Hezekiah standoffish with ladies. Did she try to hand him something that could be deadly to him? Is it pretty funny? A pretty funny scene, yeah. Because she's like, hey, and the thing was like, that was another thing that my artist added in there. I wrote in the script that, she gets close to him, and then he backs off from her, and then she ends up turning around and making young Raph smack her hand. I didn't write it that way. My artist took the liberty and did it that way. So like I said, me and my artist, we make a good combo and stuff, because if I have an idea, she amplifies it or add more to it, because I didn't write it that way. I didn't even write it that she gets up and using him as as leverage to get up. That was never in the script. I just explained that when they start talking at the Caesar, you know, she gets close to him and stuff, and then he like pushes her, like moves away from her as he tries to inch up. And every time she inches up, he keeps moving back. And then she asks, like, what the hell are you doing? And stuff like that. But she did a totally different way. And it worked out that way. It worked out that way. So yeah, he smacks the hell out of her damn hand. She's like, what gives? other than that was cute. So that's why I love what my artist had did with that, because that was not in the script at all. And she actually did it better. She actually did it better. Having small quirks give your character's personality. Yeah. And you're going to see that throughout the book with Young Raph. Everybody got something like quirky about them in some way and stuff. That's why I can't wait you meet the other brothers and their interactions with the other teammates that's part of the group. And you're going to love it. You're going to love how these characters interact. My goal is to try to have great character interactions, great character moments, and personalities, because I want people to recognize and remember these characters through their interactions and through their personalities, that people can get the resonate and love these characters and stuff. So yeah, story is important, but I think character is even more important and stuff like that. I want these characters to be memorable and stuff. So there's gonna be some fun moments, but like I said before, the whole chibi part was not in my script at all. She did the chibi part on her own. That was not part of it. I wrote it this way. I wrote her, scolding Andrew for him creeping up on her, but that was not, the chibi part was not. So when she showed it to me, when I finally got the page in color and everything, I was like, oh my God, this looks so cute. So what I want to do, I want to make Andrew and I want to make Jasmine chibis, like this one right here. I want to make them into keychains when I get a chance. WWE's major. Yes, he has baggage, a whole lot of fucking baggage. Is that Tifa's my favorite Italian politician? Yo, what's up, Michael Coulter, man? Is that having small? Yeah. He has major. If you hear the dialogue when he's talking, when he's having that rooftop discussion with Techlock, you can already tell the way he's acting and the conversation that he's having. You can already tell that young Raph got issues. He has issues. Like he has baggage. He does have major issues and everything. So that is a thing to keep in mind when it comes to that. I was going to suggest making them I want to make them keychains. I want to make that chibi version of Jasmine and Andrew. I thought it was so cute. And she's like, "Oh, you like it?" So my artist said, "Oh, you like it?" I was like, "Yeah, I like it." I think it's so cute. I was not expecting you to do that. Like my artist surprised me with a lot of shit. Like I said one thing in the script and she did something totally different and it worked. Even Timothy, she made a chibi part with Timothy as well, as chibi and stuff. So that definitely worked. That definitely worked, man. It worked out really, really well. And as you can see, Hezekiah Draben, he's already having regrets. Like he failed to save Jasmine. He knew he fucked up. He's already thinking like, damn, like maybe I shouldn't have showed my ass up there. Like Techlock told me not to. You know what I'm saying? Now Jasmine's fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's thinking about how he couldn't save Lionel and Rosalie, and now he felt to save a third person, which is Jasmine. So now this is really getting to him. So is it going to fuel him even more to go after Alan Fleck? What is it going to do to him moving forward after he failed? To save Jasmine and stuff like that. So what is he going to do? And Techlock got special technology made where they can sense. It's still flawed technology because, like I said, Wave wave force is something that is still being studied, or like that within the science community and stuff like that. But he also have a wave scanner where he can detect that. It can detect wave force. And Techlock is, he loves his inventions, his machinery and stuff. And the fact is that his technology couldn't even pick up the guy that wave force, that wave pressure that came and disappeared, and it came and killed Jasmine or whatever. And he couldn't pick up on it. So that's gonna bother Techlock. That's gonna bother him because he feels though that like I can make anything. Like my technology, the things that I put together is top of the line. And you want, like I said, Techlock is an interesting character, and you want to get to know him and his background. Like I said, everybody got everybody got some shit going on with them. So I can't wait till we explore each character and stuff like that. But yeah, his ego's gonna get a little bit bruised at the fact that his technology couldn't pick that shit up. All right, and like chill, great anime. Oh damn! All right, said it said a Bavara, some silver slug and the vampire. So a wave force can have an effect on the weapons. Woo! Okay, dude. All right, bro, you're getting into something, man. Surely wave force can have an effect on weapons capabilities, and like incendiary rounds for zombies, ninja nun, special ammo for demons. Bro, slow down, bro. Slow the fuck down, Gary. Slow it down, bro. Hey, slow it down. I like what you're thinking, bro. Did not detract from the VK discussion. Just got through playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and it was dope as time. I'm going to continue playing it tomorrow. Cool, man. Cool. Michael Coulter, Movie Lord. I don't know if we're allowed to see it, but were you allowed to watch Spawn animated series back then? Yeah, I wasn't into Spawn. Like, even when I was able to watch it and allowed to watch it, I just didn't watch it. I just wasn't in. I think Spawn is a cool ass character. I love his design, but I didn't care for his universe at all. I just like the character. Have it ever happened to you where you like the character but don't like the series, or you're not into the series that the character come from, but you just like the character? That's how I am with Spawn. I don't really care about his universe. I just like the character. I don't really know much about him outside of his just I know that he died and he came back, and his best friend married his wife Wanda and stuff. I don't really know much about Spawn. I wasn't really into his universe at all. Oh, soundtrack. Why do I imagine you as a Chibi Mugen? So yeah, I want to do Chibi for all my characters. I want to do the Chibi versions and have them as keychains and stuff. Your artist might look at Tom and Crawling for some paneling ideas. He said, "Real talk. I was expecting Jasmine to team up with Young Rav, but nope, denied. Chill, Mugen. I'm on it. I need to practice anyways. Chibi Mugen." I think your manga would look great in just black and white, and printing would be cheaper. Well, what I'm going to do, as far as that's concerned, I told everybody. I don't think you was here when I said this, Dreams. What I was saying was, after I finish all 10 chapters, I'm going to make a volume, a hardback. Like I told you, told everybody, what I'm going to do, when I'm done all 10 chapters, I'm gonna do a volume 1 with that's going to be hardback and softback of VK volume 1, which is the first arc. It's going to have all 10 chapters in one book. It's going to be a thick book. It's going to be a hardback, and you can get it in softback. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new project as I'm doing the next as I'm going to do the next arc for VK. I'm going to redo arc 1. What I mean by redo, I'm going to redo it in a manga format, a manga size book, and it's going to be black and white. Like, not, it's going to be no color like how mangas are, and it's going to be read from right to left, and it's going to be a manga size. That means cheaper print, cheaper paper, and stuff like that. So you'll be able to read it as if it's an actual, Japanese manga and stuff like that. So that is the plan once I finish the first arc. So those people who want to have it on their shelf with the rest of their mangas, that will happen. That you will get a new cover. It will be a manga cover, manga-like cover, and everything when I decided to go do that project. But that's only after we get volume 1. Once all 10 chapters for the first season, or not season, I mean arc, of VK is done. So that will happen. That will happen. So about the brunette woman from Hezekiah's memory, when will we see her? Whoo! Jesus. Yeah. Now, as you can see here, like I said, his splitting Hezekiah's splitting headache comes. Hezekiah's splitting headache comes in after he looks down and see Jasmine's body splatter, and it triggers a flashback where he sees this woman splattered with her blood the same way Jasmine, but her hands are extended out, and she tells Hezekiah, "It's not your fault. I was the one who failed you." And Hezekiah's head is hurting. He gets a splitting headache, and he's like, "Yo," like he's pretty much saying like that woman, who is she? And his head is hurting. He don't know who the fuck she is, and then it goes away. You're not done. You won't see the last of this woman. You're gonna see him. You're gonna see her in more flashbacks. It's gonna be. You won't see her, especially in chapter 2. You're gonna see her in another flashback. Who is this woman? I cannot spoil this. You would not get a reveal of her anytime soon. And she's not the only one he's going to have flashbacks about. She's not the only one. There's a lot of other people he's going to get flashbacks about that he's like, yo, who are these fucking people? Like, why are they calling my name? So you want to get that throughout the chapters of VK. Hezekiah hunting down gold teeth now. He got no clue who it was, but the guy slipped up of nowhere. Tetlap might have to use more old school methods to track down Mr. Goldteeth. You didn't see the last of him. You didn't see the last of the Mr. Goldteeth dude. You did not see the last of him. But like I said, listen to the dialogue. Go back to the trailer too. Listen to the dialogue, and that will give you a little bit of an idea of the character's motives and certain connections and stuff like that. And it's going to be a while before you finally see who he is, but he's going to be antagonizing a whole lot. I'll just put it that way. Sexy nun with guns would never not be cool concept. Yes, the sexy nun chick, she's a major part of Arc 2. You're going to see her in Arc 2. She's a major part. Arc 2, there's going to be the first crossover character, not the crossover characters from these posters. You've seen this character before, but this crossover character is going to appear in Arc 2 and then will spin off from there. But yes, Sister Adeline, the nun chick with the gun, with the spirit rifle, she plays an essential role in Arc 2, and the first cameo character, and I revealed her to you already, is there. She's integral to the next arc, and then from there that character will spin off. He said by the internet saying I know this Spawn was cool design. I like the world Sora, but I hate everyone. The black guy also Spawn's fucking badass cool. Which more games had dynamic soundtrack? You like the Alita series? Yeah, I like Alita. What do you think about the art? The art is fine to me. It's interesting. I love the story, man. Like I saw the movie first and fell in love with her, with Alita. I fell in love with Alita, and I had to get the book. I had to get the book. He said maybe your artists can study Kiroshido's. Where can I get your thumbnail with Tifa? Want to make her my desktop? I just typed in Tifa. I just typed in sexy Tifa on Google. That popped up. Yeah, Sister Adeline. Yeah, Sister Adeline. She's in arc. She's going to be in the second arc. She's essential to the second arc. So you're going to see her a whole lot in Arc 2. And the Church of Elohim. The Church of Elohim is going to be introduced. Like properly in Arc 2. So stay tuned for that. Bring King Lantern up here. I want to hear what he had to say about. He's playing Marvel Rivals right now. Because I would bring him up, but he's playing Marvel Rivals by the internet, man. I saw the Ghost Rider versus Spawn death battle, and it was one hell of a fight. But at least Johnny went out the blaze of glory. I didn't get a chance to see that. I didn't know they had a death battle with that. Yeah, just type in "sexy Tifa" and you might see her. Like, it wasn't a hard find. I just typed in "sexy Tifa," and I just got a bunch of sexy pictures, and I just kept scrolling until I seen the picture, and it just popped up. And then I used AI to cut her out, so I had to cut her image out. I used the AI to do that, to cut her image out because she had a background. So I got to cut the whole background out and stuff. So yeah, man. So that was pretty much the idea for that. So yes, I can't wait to step into chapter 2. Chapter 2's development of VK starts in June. What I like about the story of Alita, well, for starters, like I said, I watched the movie first, and the thing was, when the scientist guy first finds her, put her together, she was like a little like a child being born into the new world, and I liked the whole setup to where everybody was trying to reach that city in the sky. So that was the thing that I like about it. Because I was like, what's so important that's up there that everybody's doing everything in their power to want to be up there? What is up there? What that is so special that everybody wants to be up there while everybody's living down on the surface and everything. And as you started building the character, man, I remember when she first when she went out and she in the movie and she was she bumped into the guy, well, the young man. And it just got me how it's something about those eyes, those big bubbly eyes too. It's a lot of emotion and expression in it. And I remember when she first laid eyes on him, and it's the first time she felt something like emotion or attraction to a boy or whatever like that. And eventually, what was so sad about it was she finds his attraction with the young man, and this dude is like this young man. I wouldn't say he's bad, but he's into some shit. And at the same time, he's kind of like taking advantage of her. But her innocence is what really draws you in as her character. And you know what really got me? When she took out her heart and gave it to him. We said, hey, if you need whatever you need, I will do this for you. And she took out her heart, and knowing that can actually kill her, she's willing to give it to him. Oh man, when I was in the theaters, man, that really fucked me up. That really did, bro. If you read the whole thing. Yeah, I finished the first book. I don't get the second book. So eyes are the windows to the soul, they say. That's why anime characters have such a big eyes. Yeah, man. And it was so sad. His dream was to always go up there. Then he gets into some mess, and then now they put his head on a synthetic body. And then at the end of the day, man, she ends up losing him. Dude, it was a good movie. And now she and she gets flashbacks. Like she used to fight in this war on Mars or whatever it was. I saw the movie twice, but it was years ago. I can't remember. And I read the manga like twice, but that was years ago. So I'm trying to remember everything and the details and stuff. But I'm curious about that. In the movie when they showed that, what was she? Like, who was she? What was she? So I'm definitely gonna get the second volume to see where the story takes it. Then I went and saw the early 90s version of it, the anime or something like that. And I liked that version too. You know what I'm saying? I like the character. The lady from Hezekiah's triggered memory was a lover, a play sister. She might be why he dodged Jasmine's touch, or he doesn't like junkies. Something about Jasmine messed with him. I like your observation. I won't spoil who that woman is, but she's very, very essential to Hezekiah. Very essential to him. But he just can't remember who the fuck she is. And he don't know why she's popping up all of a sudden. This is the first time she pops up. So now he don't know why. But the Jasmine death triggered it. Hugh just wanted to go to Jerusalem. Did you watch it with your daughter? People kept saying it was a girly girly movie. My daughter seen it one time after because I went to the movies with my dad and my brothers and my uncle. We went out with the fellas and stuff, and then me and my daughter and my dad went together or whatever. Don't spoil what. Don't mess with them. Yeah, I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it. You talking about Alita or what I just said? She's like I said, that woman's special to him, so I won't spoil it. But she's very he just can't remember who the fuck she is. Let's see. Yeah. See Alita OVA, read all volumes of it. He said in the manga she was big lips, not big eyes. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember it. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a like I said, there's a lot going on with Hezekiah, and then chapter 2, you're gonna get to know the other two brothers. Once you get enough, you'll get to find out their motivations, and then you're gonna find out about Varion's motivations in chapter 2 as well. But chapter 2 is gonna be a Keo and Strike heavy chapter. Young Rav still plays in it, but this one is going to introduce the two brothers more, so you'll see more about them. Chapter 3 is going to be a Varion heavy chapter, which still you're going to get some Hezekiah, because Hezekiah pushes the story forward, and you still going to get the brothers and stuff, but you're going to get more insight on Varion themselves. So that's what I'm going to do, because I can't squeeze everything in one chapter. I had to do everything piece in each chapter, so you get more and more knowledge of these characters and stuff, a deeper dive into these characters. I'm in VK. I'm looking forward to how the plot unfolds. Yeah, man, Decay, because there's a court called Decay. He said, I don't know much about Jujutsu Kaisen, so what's a difficult call for me? Yeah, man, I want to submit my characters into, pop culture history, man. I would love, I would literally be floored, to see my characters, people mention my characters, alongside well-known popular anime characters or Marvel and DC or other independent comic characters and stuff like that and stuff. That's what I want to see. But I have to make these characters believable. I have to make these action scenes top notch and stuff. And like I said, I appreciate the feedback, guys. I can't wait to hear more feedback because I want to get better. I want to learn and stuff like that. And plus, I need to know where your heads are at. So like I said, this is a massive universe. There's a lot more things to introduce to you guys. So I know what things to tweak. I know what some things to introduce to you guys that I know you will like based on some things that you would love to see and things that you're asking about. He said, yeah, I'm getting tired. I've been up all day. So who's the Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo of VK? Man, that's a good. I guess you would say that. I guess you could say that Young Raph is the Leonardo. Keo is the Michelangelo. And where can I don't know, where would I fit? I think Strike would be more like the Donatello. I guess you would say Varion's more like the Splinter. And we don't have a fourth. That when it comes to the Draven brothers, we don't have like a other brother. So you can't mention the other turtle that's left out. So I think that's the better way to put it. As far as like if you was to make that type of comparison or whatever. Keo's funny as fuck. I think you're gonna like Keo. Keo's funny as fuck. But when he gets serious, Keo gets fucking serious in this book in this series. When you fucked up when Keo started getting serious. That's the fun part. That's what I like about. I think that's why he's one of the favorite brothers for me when I write these characters. I think he's one of my the favorite brother. I think y'all guys gonna like. You're gonna like all the brothers, but I think you really gonna like Keo because Keo's funny as fuck. In BK, but when he gets serious, you fucked up. I'll put it that way. You fucked up really bad when you got him getting serious. Sorry, person, but why is it important for you to have your characters up there? I would say it's important. I would say it's something I always dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? Like I want my visions. I want people to. I want the world to see. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always wanted to see it. My dream when I was growing up, I always wanted to create characters, and I would love to see my characters among the echelons, fighting those characters. You know, people talking about these characters, keep people. You know what I'm saying? Fan clubs and people wearing them on their shirts. You know, I going to Comic Cons and seeing big banners of my characters and stuff. That's just always been a dream. I would love to see my characters. Like I said, my dream was to have my characters fight Capcom, fight Arc System Works, and stuff like that. That's just a dream. That's just a goal and stuff like that. You know, you always going to need a goal that you're trying to reach. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll hit it, but it's about being damn close enough. You need you need a target. You need a bullseye. And I learned in college in my entrepreneurship class, your targets are always going to change, but you need a target. You need to aim for something so you know where the fuck you're going, you know? So you know exactly where you're going. And as you get closer, your target changes, but you need a target, you know, and that's a target that I always wanted for myself growing up, you know. Yeah, Kia, yeah, Kia's gonna be funny. So who wins, Young Raph or Invincible in the show so far? Man, that's still too early, right? I would say Invincible right now, like there's let me put it this way. Like because what I have already planned and written out for Young Raph, Hezekiah, Draven, it's going to be something. Like as far as how you see this character develop over time and what he's capable of. Like I said, the series, even in all my comics, but VK is going to start like this, and then it's going to go like, what the fuck, in a good way. So I really can't answer that because it's still too early. Because I'll be spoiling shit about Young Raph's character, like Hezekiah Draven. Hezekiah is an important character for sure, definitely important. There's a reason why. And like I said, these flashbacks are very important. Keep in mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a compendium or something that's going to gather all his flashbacks. So those who didn't read the book or those who read the book but can't remember all his flashbacks, I'm going to have a collection of his flashbacks. So when you see that collection of those flashbacks, you could be able to try to come up with your own plot, your own theory of all these flashbacks of what's going on with Hezekiah and stuff like that. Would you be happy if you cared gain popularity without your name? We mean without my name. In what way? With you say if Hezekiah ends up as a Mugen character. Well, people ask me like, dude, would you like to make a Mugen project with your characters? And I said that would be awesome if I can get a Mugen team, or if I can get somebody to make a fighting game, like a 2D fighting game with my Venus Orion comic characters, of course, with my, with me at the head and and authority and stuff like that over my property. I think that would be awesome, man, to have a fighting game. I do have a fighting game in mind for my Venus Orion comic characters. It includes all my characters, not just VK, but all my Venus Orion comic characters in a fighting game and stuff. But it would be a spoiler because there's a reason why these characters will come together, heroes and villains, or whatever like that, fighting one another, and stuff like that. There's a reason for it, and that comes much later because that will be a fucking spoiler. That will spoil a lot of things. I said, well, Blaze Blue, I'm ahead. Who will win, Hezekiah or Blade? Who will win, Hezekiah or Blade? I haven't read anything recent with Blade, so I don't know what his feats are. If I was to go by what I know of Hezekiah, because I've written the character, I know where he's supposed to be at by the end of the Draven saga or whatever like that, I will say my character. But like I said, I don't know any of Blade's recent feats. So if I was to say right now, not knowing anything about Blade's recent feats, I would say my character, knowing where my character is going to end up, or whatever like that. But if I was just say based on my character right now, I wouldn't say it would be like even or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know Blade's feats. I mean, just to make a guess like that. So moving a what genre comic book is this that you're making? Oh, yeah, well, this book is more like as you would say, like an action. It's like an action thriller, with a bit of horror in it. When it comes to VK, it's very violent, gory. It's going to have a lot of blood. It's going to have a lot of adult themes. Trust me, you didn't see shit yet. There's some adult themes, and there's a purpose for the adult themes. They're not there for fan service sake. There are some adult themes that will be in VK. Very mature. When I say mature, it's very mature. So there's reasons for this. I'm not just throwing that shit in there just to throw it in there to get a response out of people. Would your fighting game be called Mugen Lords? Because Mugen is affinity and Lords could be got. Oh no. Um for my fighting game with my Venus and Ryan characters, if I give you the name, let me see. The name that I had for is called Orion Chaos Fighters. Orion Chaos Fighters. And the word chaos is very important. Chaos is spelled with K, Khaos. There's a reason for that, for chaos. So I can't go between that, because if I go too deep into the whole chaos aspect, that'll go too far into spoiler of other things in my universe. But it's called Orion Chaos Fighters, and it has all my it will have all my Venus Orion comic characters and stuff. So it can't be on television. Oh yeah, no, it won't be on. You have to you have to watch it on streaming. When it comes to if I was to do like an anime and stuff, it's gory. Like I said, uh, violence, and has some adult themes. Some adult themes is a reason. I've been making characters for like 4 years now. I like to compare their abilities to the average pro athlete and build up down or around that base. Oh, that's good, man. That you have a structure for. Yeah, I think when creating characters, man, that's the hard part, is the scaling of the characters, especially when you have a universe with a variety of characters. So I think it's the fun part and the challenging part, because it's the power scaling and what characters can hang in there with other characters, what characters should not be anywhere near these other characters. It's a whole lot of it, and you have to build on that. And as long as you have a great foundation as far as your mechanics of your universe, if you have a certain type of power scaling mechanic in place to create that balance or whatever you're trying to do, I think it'll be a bit easier. And that's something that I want. That's the first thing that I worked on as I started developing these characters. How can I get this stuff to mesh well? How can I get characters to be able to fight other characters, and all kinds of other stuff, like a actual type of power scaling or a balance mechanic, to create interesting scenarios and create situations to where you wouldn't think that this character will be able to fight this character, but because this mechanic was in place, he may have an edge, or he may have a fighting chance against this character, where other characters won't have a chance and stuff, because this character can specifically fight this character because of the mechanics that's in place and stuff like that. The version of events, what they call it, blood and nut. They all turned it. No, I know. How hard would it? Wait, hold. Damn, like I've been making. Okay, let me make sure. The Laura see that sound cool. Tonight he had things like the Crow, the Planet, the books, the same category as well. Yep. Mugen, how hard would it be to make a game using the Mugen system with all your characters packaged it as a game and sell it? Well, the problem is with Mugen, you can't sell Mugen because the developers, you're not allowed to sell Mugen stuff. So that's out of the question, period. I'm not sure if Eichmann I'm able to do that, but I'd rather just work, you get a gaming engine. I did say that I do want to start Venus Orion games at some point as my comic book company gets up there. I do want to start an independent game studio, and those games will be done through crowdfunding. I would have to crowdfund my game. But what I would do is I would have like an alpha build or a test build first to show you guys. You know how I am. I'll pay that shit out of my pocket to at least get the build done with a team and everything out of my fucking pocket first. So you guys know what I'm working on. You will see the idea that I'm going for and stuff and make sure it's pretty good. So when you guys see this idea, then you guys will want to put money into it to help back it. And I'm gonna make fucking sure that damn game is done. I'm gonna make fucking sure. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of person I am. I do not play around. I'm all about integrity, and I'm all about my image, protecting my image. I do not want my image to get fucked up. Unlike some motherfuckers who started game campaigns 8 years ago and still had nothing to show for it. And then when people question them, the motherfucker block motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nah. You guys, Napa versus Conquest. Yeah. So, well, I was using RPG Maker a long time ago for my RPGs back in the day. I have the most recent RPG Maker. I bought it on a sale on Steam. That shit was like, I found it got on sale for like $20 years ago. Still got it. And then Game Maker, which was $200, they did a sale which reduced it to $60. So I bought that. Still sitting on my Steam. Never installed it or anything. That was years ago. So I do intend on trying RPG Maker at some point or whatever. And yes, my game will have voice acting and stuff in it. And stuff. So like I said, I have my own like anthology series, like Final Fantasy. Mine's called Galinia. And there's each number, Galinia has its own subtitle, and each Galinia game is a different story, different world, different cast of characters and stuff. So it's an anthology. And I already had 8 of them planned. I had 8 of them outlined, and that was years ago. But the numbers keep going. It's going to keep going and stuff. But I had as far as that's concerned, I had 8 of them, 8 Galinia games planned. When I saw your name, the first thing that came to mind was movie. Yeah, everybody who came in always asked me that. He said, I'm using Construct 2 for mine, but it's able to do what I need to do. Cool. Damn, I wish I came up early for the stream, but I wanted to pop in and say justice for Jasmine. Yeah. I want to hear your thoughts, Cole, before I close things up. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me tell me, like, we talked about it. And we're gonna do another stream once everybody, because I found out that a lot of you guys are waiting for the book. Like a lot of people I've talked that sent me messages, they do like I said, man, I don't want to spoil it for myself by reading the digital. I'd rather just wait for the book to come in. So the books are here. I just gotta start getting these things ready to start shipping out soon and stuff. I'm waiting for cover A to get here, but all the other covers are here. Just waiting for cover A. Yeah, sure. I thought with Mugen is all your own art, you can sell it. The Japanese do it too. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong. It may be the case. I'm not sure about the Chaos Ring. Venus Ring. Chaos Ring. Was that the name of the crawler? Right? It's called Orion Chaos Fighters. He said it would probably be legal in that case because it's an engine. So yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I use Godot for now, but I'm thinking about switching the game to Game Maker for simpler projects. Okay. Oh, Nintendo Switch has RPG Maker with I don't like console RPG makers. They're very limited. Get the RPG makers on the PC because you can add your own music. It's easier to add in your own music, all your custom art and all this other type of stuff. You can do and then you can do everything. You can bring things from outside sources and bring them into the games with the PC version. He said, I'll do a review after I get the physical. Sweet. Yeah, my first RPG Maker was on PlayStation 1. My dad bought it for me on my graduation, my 8th grade graduation. One of my best birthday gifts ever. That really kicked me off into the creative mindset of things as a creator when my dad bought that for me for my graduation. That was the best because I graduated from 8th grade and my dad bought it. He bought me RPG Maker for PlayStation 1, and he took me to then he took me and my cousin and my brother Keo to see Tomb Raider in the movie theaters. That was a cool graduation gift. Wait, hold up. The way it felt there is like exactly as you predicted. I was like, what the fuck? Before the end began, because I wanted to see more really interesting stuff about the world, and Young Rap is cool. Yeah, man. I told you guys that when you reach chapter 1, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? I told you guys that. And then the way I explained Jasmine to you guys and her importance made y'all assume things y'all shouldn't assume. I did that on purpose. Because, I like having discussions about stuff when it comes to being around comics. And I didn't want to spoil anything, but if I explain it in a way where you can come up with your own assumptions, it end up working out. You drew your own assumptions based on what I said about Jasmine. And when you got into that damn book, her ass got killed. And everybody said, yo, what the hell? So we learn in the future. Are you thinking about doing brick and mortar stores? Because I'm hurting for a comic book store. Yeah, well, this is the goal. My goal is this is my dream, and I'm still working on it because my dad's getting me into real estate. Because my dad owns 5 houses and stuff. So my dad's trying to get me and my brothers to own houses of our own too. But my main goal is I want to get a 3-story house of my own. And my dream is the first floor will be the Phoenix Orion Comics office or whatever like that. And then the second floor will be the apartments for my artists and stuff. Like I said, the whole dream is have 2 properties. One of the properties you're going to pay the rent. Like I said, when I get my artists and move them in there, when they doing work for me, they don't have to pay rent because my other buildings are covering the rent. All they have to do is pay for utilities. That's all they have to pay. They don't have to worry about rent because I want my artists be able to concentrate. I don't want them under stress and pressure that they got to come up with enough money to pay rent and stuff. Like, no, you don't have to pay rent. All you got to worry about is utility bills. You're working for Venus Orion Comics, and plus you're still doing commissions that you normally would do as an artist and stuff like that. So now you're comfortable. You're able to get some work done. And like I said, my goal is I always told Jessica, like, get a visa, and I want her ass down here. If I had to go out there and get her ass and bring her ass down here, I will bring her ass down here, and she can stay, in one of the apartments above my office and stuff, along with other artists. I want to get other artists. They have their own apartments and stuff like that, have their own kitchen and everything. And, they can live their life here and work for Venus Orion Comics as artists and stuff. And we're going to put out some work. And then the 3rd floor will be an actual apartment where I have tenants too that will pay rent and stuff like that. So that was the dream. So I was thinking that, and this building would be big enough where we have Striking QOTs, which is a t-shirt business and stuff and other things, where Striking QOTs can sell their items and products and stuff. And then I will be able to sell my Venus Orion comics. You can be able to come there to be able to buy my comics, from where my office and like I would have a store and stuff like that where you're able to get my comics and buy my comics and stuff like that. So I would definitely love to do that. And then of course expand as I make more and more money and stuff. That's my dream. They said Venus Orion Chaos Fighters sounds awesome. Spell fighters with a Z, please. Bro, the RPG Maker was free. I sent it on the Discord a while back. Oh, it was? Yeah, I had the RPG Maker, but Z, I can see it now. Hezekiah fighting trunks. Is he wearing goggles or glasses? By the way, it's hard to tell. Oh yeah, it's he's wearing goggles. I'm not sure if you can tell right here. He's wearing goggles. Like I said, pay attention to his eyes and pay attention to his ears. Like I said, there's a lot going on with Hezekiah. Pay attention to his eyes, and he's wearing those goggles for a reason. He's also wearing those goggles for a reason. But pay attention to his eyes, pay attention to his ears. I think if I can remember my script off, because like I said, I have 10 scripts already done. I gotta remember which script is what. I think by chapter, I think it's chapter 3 or 4. I think it's 3 or 4. But no, chapter 4. Chapter 4, you're going to find out why he's called Young Rat. You're going to find out why they call him that. By chapter 4. So by chapter 4, you get to find out why they call him Young Rat. So you get an idea of why he has the name that he has. And why he's known as that. Yeah. So you're gonna find those things out. Very inspirational, dog. Yeah, no problem. Hezekiah, I noticed. Yep, he has pointy ears. Yeah, he's the only brother. He's the only brother that has the pointy ears, and he's the only brothers. If you look at right here, let me find it for you guys. I'm not gonna spoil it. Like I said, you just need you to pay attention to these things. Keep in mind. Right here, you see his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at his ears and look at his eyes. He's the only brother that looks this way. Keo and Strike doesn't look this way. There's a reason why he looks that way. So that will be explored. That will be explored. So be on the lookout for that. Because that will definitely be explored. Like I said, there's a lot of shit going on with Young Raph in this character. There's a lot of shit going on. Yep. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the night, man. I'm glad you guys stopped through. Excuse me. Episode, was it Mugen TV episode 7? It's on Wednesday. Like I said, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I either start the stream around 6 or 7. Said Head Mugen Lord. I love your content. Keep it real, man. Keep up. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, Yahiko7. Yeah. So remember, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I stream. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday and Wednesdays, I start the stream around 6 or 7. I'm always saying 6 or 7 because I'm a dad. I'm a full-time dad. So sometimes my daughter, she got after-school activities. So sometimes she may get out of school at 5 p.m. because of those activities, which means I have to go pick her up. By the time I get home, it's probably going to be 5:30, and I got to get the stream together by 6 and stuff like that. That's why I always say either 6 or 7. It all depends. Sometimes she may get out at 6. So that's why I'm always saying like 6 or 7, the streams will start. So as I said before, if anything does pop up, I will always put a community tab note and a Discord note to let people know that, hey, there's going to be a delay, like what happened tonight, or like that. Because my daughter ended up getting out at 6. I get home, we both had to eat dinner and stuff. I had to get everything together, which made me come a little bit late, around like 8 instead of 7 and stuff. I came in at 8. So that's to let you guys know the schedule. Fridays I try to do a little bit early, like 5 o'clock, but that depends. It just depends, man. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is where I will stream. So now you know when I stream. Now you would know. I will always put a community note out beforehand if something comes up. So always check. If you're in my Discord, always check. I always tag everyone when I have important announcements to make. So you have to check your social media platforms to know when I'm gonna be streaming, know if the stream is gonna be delayed or canceled or whatever like that. Or if I'm going to be late or something like that. So definitely go check that out, man. Good Lord, you and I got the same mind. I'm going to start my own gaming company, and it will be based in Houston for the first time, and I'll take care of it. Exactly, man. That's good, man. All right, then heading to bed. See you guys, man. I'll see you guys later, man. You guys have a good night, and I appreciate you guys stopping through. And looking forward to hearing more of your thoughts, especially when the books finally get here for you guys who backed it. So this is Mugalore signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.